superpowers. Yes, we've got superpowers. Yes, we've got superpowers. There's a monster deep within your dream, taking aim for your heart, so it would seem. Stand tall and read, go to hell and jump for paradise. Every time dangerous, dangerous, we like it serious, serious. Oh, looking deep in the dream, there is the one in pain. Turns out that's the one who means the most to you today. Adventure calls now, let's go. The balls built between us, they will show. Still what we don't know. Yes, working hard together. Yes, we've got superpowers. Got to dream, despite the rivalry. Gotta see it through believing in you. There's even charm in failure. Yes, we've got superpowers. All the love and the tears in the world we're in. United, gently bringing up a thought again, yeah. We're the foolish ones we love. We'll carry on till we see the light. The sun will rise. The greatest fight at its core is against myself forevermore. Come on, let's do it now, let's go. The balls built between us, they will show. Still what we don't know, that's what we call adventure. Yes, we've got superpowers. Got to dream, despite the rivalry. Gotta see it through believing in you. There's even charm in failure. Yes, we've got superpowers. Yes, we're the superpowers. Yes, we're the superpowers. Yes, we're the superpowers. Yes, we're the superpowers. あの日守ると決めた約束はこの胸に全てを失うことで今救える命があるのなら喜んで全部をあげようこの気持ちが初めての生きがいだ基礎跡は隠さないで絶望を武器にして生きると決めたんだよ精一杯この涙かき分けて君に全てをあげるからお願いどうか消えないでくれあの日守ると決めた約束はこの胸に消えそうな光だとしてもいいけ手と手を合わせてお祈りをするよ神様あなたはひねくれ者強がる心がもうすぐ折れそう何をやってもダメになるしななんてうっせ信じてるよ君と離れ離れてもいつか僕を忘れたとしても言葉はもう必要ないさそれ以上に通じ合ってる神様ごめんお前嘘くさい強がりでね笑い飛ばして君と手裏剣をねじ曲げていけそうだ泣きたい イト下書きばかりが開かずに溜まってく淡い自分を隠したいから気だるい風吹く猫も夢うつつ僕らは傷つくために生まれてはないもしも誰かが最低だと君を噂にしてもなんて嘘信じてるよあえて言葉にせずとも君の優しさ気づいてるよ言葉はもう必要ないさそれ以上に通じ合ってる神様より理解者でありたい悲劇ならね喜劇に少年君と視線をまるでコメディのようね分かってるから言わなくていい瞳にはいつでも秘密なんてないだろう空と海が出会うところはトライホット How far it goes 打ち寄せる波をそっと一人見つめていた何も知らずにそうよ期待に応えたいでも気づけばいつも海に来てるのどの道をたどり着く許されないの遠い海空と海が出会うところはどれほど How far it goes 追い風を途切らせばきっとわかるの If I go there's just no telling how far I'll go そうねみんなとでも幸せそうだわそれはわかるのそうよ自分の居場所があるのってほんと素敵なことよねこの道を進んでく望まれることは同じでも心に響くのは光り輝く目が私を呼んでる How deep it goes 早く見つけてほしいと呼んでる教えてよそこには何が待ってるのそれと海が出会うところはどれほど How far it goes 追い風を途切らしてきっと私は How far it goes
It's those unintelligent monsters, ain't it? What are they thinking? Please explain it. Don't really need this crap, can't waste time. What I possess, can't copy and paste down. Doing it better, never settling for another regular. Letters to my enemies, hey, I'm telling you, breaking it down to the level of molecular. Better be wise when choosing battles, there's mostly battles. You know, one of those big time shady fofos that ain't worth fighting for. Drop these bars in my sleep, few more tricks up my sleeve. It's way too late for you to leave now, get ready. Disturbing the beast, look into my eyes. Now tell me the things you're blabbing about behind my back. The tenacity, I hold it hard to break down. makes you craving for love. What you want is a degree, makes you go numb. Purposefully fucking good thoughts hit this doctor's about to be that patient, cause I'm about to knock him out cold. Bring it back home. Whole lot of moves I'm making, you are like dance floor. During this big down, you probably wish that you could fast forward. Don't you worry about it, save some room for your last words. After do this, do that, and the third. Disturbing the peace. Look into my eyes. Now tell me the things you're laughing about behind my back. The tenacity. I hold it hard to break down. It's too late for apologies. It's going. Some things may break me, but always get back up. New perspective gain from all the pain and the stress. And when I do come back, I'm stronger than ever before. So kneel down, disturbing the peace. Look into my eyes. Now tell me the things you're laughing about behind my back. The tenacity. I hold it hard to break down. It's too late for apologies. It's going down
We try and have them a little bit apart, but they manage to sort of bum shuffle back together.
We are here, blah, blah, blah. Get ready for subtext and naturalism to be the new buzzwords for ALX.
Subtext, people have used that quite a lot before. Yeah.
So how was the football game? It was fantastic. There's another one coming on soon, but it's basically over. Nobody cares about that one. If it was the Lions and Vikings, I would not be here. Straight up, I just would not be here. The podcast is lucky it's Sunday Night Football tomorrow instead of you forgot your water, didn't you? He sucks. Otherwise, I wouldn't be at the podcast. High key. I just wouldn't make it. About to waste my time again with these bubs. Can't wait for naturalism. I saw that part. I lost brain cells. My favorite peak content creators will teach me how to rate right.
Oh yeah, Mr. Krabs.
Oh yeah, Mr. Krabs. Yo bums back for round 2. Whereas Hero Z in the trash where it belongs. DA, how's the bet going?
I don't know what bet you're talking about. I have a lot of bets going. I got a lot of fingers and a lot of pies.
Ladies.
You're talking about the Mufasa? It's going as it's going.
I'm gonna save it for the podcast because
Yes.
I have some thoughts on that. We watching RSG. Get ready for that guy to also take down the stream. How's it been stalking Trigger? It's been great. Got the spies at the ready. It's fantastic. I still don't understand why this guy thinks expository is a bad thing in a story.
Well, we'll find out. We have about half the video left.
A little over half. BG and DA, have you seen Sonic 3? If so, what did you think about it? I liked it a lot.
I have not seen it. Out of principle.
We did a podcast on it recently that you could check out for my thoughts on it. I'm here. Big up cats. What's up, Dwight Race? God, my tongue today. Ladies. Dutch. Never fear. Oh wow, there's so much. Oh my god, there's so much. What's funny is that there are videos of YouTubers responding to this guy's video, and he also does the same thing that Trigger did by to y'all copy striking their videos for critiquing them. I don't understand the process. I mean, the reasoning for doing that. Just to silence critiques for a little while. to gather information on people that you can use later. I just don't understand.
Well, we're small. He won't care.
I forgot this video even existed. I made a joke about existence, so I deserve 250 not a scam bucks. Yeah, nice try. Praying that he doesn't copyright strike this stream. It is what it is.
Is that really
Sub
a
EA
thing?
and BG.
My goodness.
What?
Is he really like that? Because the other one's been up for a couple weeks, so...
Yeah. Maybe it just is what it is. Get that Mufasa script, DA.
Shut up.
Did you watch Sonic 3? Yes. Like I said, I talked about it on the podcast. You can go there for my thoughts, or maybe ask me after the stream if I'm feeling it. But DA would have to leave the room, so yeah, I think we're just about caught up on what we need to do in terms of reading y'all bush. It's so pretty. Get ready. From the looks of it, the Lions and Eagles may be the ones going to the Super Bowl this year. Fly Eagles, fly Eagles. Since they're both in the NFC, they would have to go to the NFC conference. But it's a good possibility. It really depends on who wins tomorrow night, because if the Lions win, then it's the Vikings. Eagles roadblock is the Vikings, and I think the Vikings could beat them, especially with Jalen Hurts. With him being out, it's really hard to know. He's going on almost 3 weeks with the concussion protocol, so we don't even know if he's going to be back.
Why would people request and vote for this video if this guy is a no copyright striker?
Are you going through videos and...
No, I haven't seen any responses, but that doesn't mean that there aren't any. But yeah, that's just very odd. That's just very odd. It's almost like people don't want us to be around.
Hey, if they don't want us to be around, the easiest thing to do would be for them to stop coming to these. Yeah. All right. I think that is about it.
I haven't seen any RGS2 responses or reactions.
So what's up?
Triggered? What? Huh? Help.
Duddy says, do you have any new powers calling updates or news?
Power scaling updates or news?
No. There's nothing that I can think of. Unless somebody has a question or something. There's not like up to date. Oh my goodness.
Breaking news.
Changed everything. It might be something with like that in Daima and Super Saiyan 3. My goodness. There might be something there, but I haven't seen all of Daima, so I don't know that yet. If somebody got a question, we can hash some things out.
What's up, Gabo? Ivana. Oh, I don't even need to do it that way. Cameron, J, C, Aries, Carlo, Dutch, Jam, Fatalist, Fighting Gimmick, Racketeer, Neo, Priscilla, Jay is Gay, Dwight Race, Hope, Ivana. I said Ivana twice. Jerobo, Meme, Unknown, Varenji, Gamer, Chris, Waluigi, Z-Man.
I forgot my Goku T23 backpack at Homo no.
And also, Makai Harris. I haven't seen them before. Please rewatch Yamato Sucks One Piece. I don't think Yamato sucks. I think they're just overrated. They're big, strong, so people love them, and it's just like, well, at what point it's just like, there's more to a character than just being strong. Jinbei. Thank you for re-up to the
Yamato Sucks, the definitive video.
Who's it by?
Ludi 27.
How long is it?
Oh my goodness.
Chris the Jolt
Identity
says,
politics.
DA in
Maybe
Sonic,
not.
how do you feel about Shadow holding his own against Sonic in their second fight?
Hey, DA has not seen it yet.
Oh no, Shadow and Sonic fight. I don't, it's to be expected. But I've not seen it yet.
Thank you for re-upping to the bombs, Hope and Carlo. Yep, so this is part 2 of our stream of RG. What is good writing?
Oh yeah, I cannot. There's a
Woke.
a lot of the comments is trans stuff, and I'm like, I don't want to get into that whole thing. I don't want to get into that.
There's so much to this. there's so much to discuss about the character outside of how they identify, and it's like everything boils down to how do you believe you should address them. It's like, thank you for re-up to the Bums Blaze. What's up, E? There's so much E. We're not doing Goku T23
for this exact reason.
Did you remember anything from the last episode?
No.
I remember he didn't like anime, which is why I made a anime crossed out thing.
Yeah, Yamato was great. Like, again, I think too many people attach to them because the big strong aspect, but the character itself is very good. But it looks like the video is just so much of the, oh my god, the pronouns, and it's like, what are we doing? Maybe we'll take a look at it.
I've put it in the potential revisited list, and then I.
So the potential revisited list is he'll take a second look when he has more time to go through the video, see if there's something worth talking about, and then it goes into the list proper.
Yes, that is the potential revisited list.
Okay. So it's potentially in there, Harris.
The woke video on Yamato, yikes! Yeah, it's just big yikes, and I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, you forgot this part.
I forgot all about this.
Has our humor devolved so much that a single letter is considered comedy? No,
crazy, huh?
It's yours.
Crazy.
What's up, Alfonso? Yep. All right, here we go.
It's just not good.
Ooh, looks like our luck is about to change.
But in characterization, there's different purposes. Firstly, we're gonna cover naturalistic characterization. Naturalistic referring to mimicking the real life that we live in. For
a style and theory of representation based on the accurate depiction of detail. I hope you give a little bit more than that. That's kind of broad.
naturalistic characterization. Naturalistic referring to mimicking the real life that we live in. For characters of a story to act just like we act or talk, think, everything. And in real life...
But go ahead, sorry.
But, say you are looking at a character that hasn't been in a situation that you've been in. Say that they were abused, and you don't know what that is, so you don't know how that person would react. So do you take naturalism and realism into account then?
My argument, which was not even close to yours, is...
Of course not, that happens sometimes.
Do characters need to act realistically? Can't they be hyper-realistic? Can't they be cartoonish, comedic? They don't need to always mirror exactly what's going on and how a person would act in our head. Stop with these!
Yeah, we can shut the stream off. We can just go, and y'all can just go, and we can just not do this. If we could just not do this, we could just all just not do this and say that we did.
Violently irrelevant. Have you seen the Jello Apocalypse? So this is basically One Piece. It's been recommended to us multiple times. It's so very long.
Not that one.
Oh, the super short one? Yes. Is that the super jokey one? Yes. Where, yeah. So it just seems much like a heavy-handed trolling with splashes of criticism they believe is legit.
Yeah, I talked about this last time. So shorthand is it's going to be half jokes and half realistic criticisms, and the realistic criticisms are so broad and so ill-defined and unexplained that it's not even really worth talking about. Those are my least favorite videos, when somebody just goes, this is bad, and moves on. And that's what a lot of that video is, from what I've seen. I said it before, I do the 3 points where I just go point, and if I have something to say about those 3 points when I skim ahead in the video, well, I'll put it on the list. I didn't have anything to say other than what do you mean on all 3 points, so that's why I don't want to put it on the list personally.
We're gonna lose F in the chat, boys, and it's gonna be E in the chat, boy.
I have to make an emote.
Humans are not perfect. We are flawed individuals, not only in our morals, but in our communication and ability to express ourselves. We have so many ideas in our head, and yet we don't know what to say sometimes. Or other times, we are desperate to say what we want to say. How many stories do you see that have fucking turn-based dialogue? A lot of stories, but it's very common with video games, even beloved ones. Obviously, there's nuance, but man,
what is turn-based dialogue?
I have spoken, now it is your turn to speak, and now I'm gonna respond to your speaking, and it's just back and forth, which sounds just like dialogue.
Yeah, that's a
general
conversation.
like there's gonna be more quote unquote naturalistic terms of dialogue, something like It's Always Sunny, where they're kind of speaking over each other and yelling and stuff, and you're not, and there's like these underlying lines, or even something like The Life and Times of Tim, where you'll get these small little, no, I don't think so, I'm not really speaking to you, I'm just
Universal
saying something
Instinct
under my
Goku,
breath.
Angel Seed Goku, Autonomous Dragon Force Goku.
So I watched the first part. I didn't finish it, sadly, but he said the Rex and Eve scene was bad writing when Rex both apologized and built up Eve.
You don't get to do that, Corey.
Up after a hard week. This is big dumb, y'all. Thank you for the super chat. So absolutely, it's big dumb.
Conversation points used. 80 damage points.
80 damage points. It depends on the story. One Piece benefits from zany characters, but something like Ghost in the Shell, which
Mommy the
has a
Goat
grounded
says,
world.
The Sakamoto Days anime opening just dropped and everyone is trashing it because it's not the big premiere.
Oh no.
Yeah, I saw that. It's not great. The
TTS, I'll get it. That focuses on politics.
Oh my god, Corey, get them out of here. Come on now.
Hi, thank you for gifting 5 memberships.
I do like it because we were one. Who the f is Synwave? We were one away from a new emote slot, and I was gonna gift it at the end of the stream. But do we still have those?
I don't know if we can do that.
Check it. Hit the little $sign.
Membership gifting.
I guess we lost it.
Why would we lose it?
Why did we ever have it?
Huh, that's a good point.
Gaming in Virench says, shout out to XALDONIX.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thanks for the gifting.
No.
Corey, the E thing is from Goku T23. If you don't understand by me just saying that, I don't know what to tell you.
Configuration updated successfully.
We're not doing this E. Where'd the E stuff come from?
Does not turn out well for a numerous amount of games. However, Last of Us is truly one of the most important games because it was the first to master naturalistic dialogue.
It was the first to master naturalistic dialogue. There are 3 things where I'm just like, the first, really? First off, we haven't established what it is.
Yeah.
To master, did it master it? Or was it just really, and then realistic? Like, what the f is you talking about?
So there's a lot of turn-based dialogue in this. And the most you can say is there are times when a character will be saying something, and before the end of their line, the next character will be speaking in anger or whatever. Beyond that, I mean, The Walking Dead did this. Like, as far as video games go, a Devil May Cry has done this before.
I hope they explain why this is natural. And things that are not natural.
Humans do turn-based dialogue. It's called listening.
And responding to what people say.
Characters interrupt each other, they ignore each other, they sometimes interpret a sentence, respond, and then a second later realize what they think was being implied.
What are you, like 12?
She knew my mom, and she's been looking after me. And I'm 14. Not that that has anything to do with anything.
He said something derogatorily. What are you, like 12? No, I'm 14. So natural!
I think the natural is her interrupting her previous thought with that one as if she had just compartmentalized exactly what he said.
Okay, so
Being implied.
What are you, like
your friend, huh? You're friends with the leader of the Fireflies. What are you, like 12? This is his entire question. No, she was friends.
She knew my mom.
She knew my mom. She's been looking after me, and I'm 14. She answered everything he asked in this, and it was turn-based. What was naturalism?
The naturalism is the diverting from this part into this part as a normal person would.
This was a terrible example of this to showcase, because I don't know what they're talking
Jay
about.
says, Kevin TE23 is peak E-list exists EEE.
We're really gonna have to time like 80% of the chat.
legitimately.
They're clearly not learning.
Yeah, they don't want to be here.
and she's been looking after me. And I'm 14, not that that has anything to do with anything.
From an outside perspective, we're able to relatably identify brain activity that goes on inside these characters, and that's...
From an outside perspective.
What a word salad.
All right, brain activity.
The naturalism is the dash symbol in the song. What the? We're recognize relatable brain activity in these characters.
What is so annoying?
And she's been looking after me. And I'm 14, not that that has anything to do with anything.
From an outside perspective, we're able to relatably identify brain activity that goes on inside these characters, and that's something that's very impressive for a video game. Last of Us 2, though, is a game that people fucking hate, dude. It's a prime example of the rudimentary view of writing, like, what the characters do, it just doesn't make any sense. And even then, that seems like more of a cope, but the reason Last of Us 2 is good is because the character writing is just like it was before. These people still...
So... the plot can be worse.
The gameplay.
The pacing can be worse.
The graphics.
All of this can be worse as long as the character writing is still solid. And that still counts as good writing. No, you didn't hear Last of Us 21. And no, I would say the character writing was not as good.
Still feel like real people and have conversations that sound real. Now watch what I do, guys.
Never ends.
They're getting bolder.
These are like meathead action movies. Action movies don't sound natural. Why would you use Gears of War? This is such bad faith.
Creative username says, if I had to give Last of Us a score of 1 to 100, I'd give Last of Us 21.
Gears regarding Pomeroy Depot.
I'm sorry, what was the problem?
Boy, just 2 sentences is enough to...
Does that sound real? Now watch what I do, guys.
Never ends.
They're getting bolder. Those gears were guarding Pomeroy Depot.
Why did I just do that? Well, I was looking to play a game with good writing. Another ABC view of...
You showed Gears of War. You should improve your point.
I mean, if
Get
anything,
Gears.
you could say maybe the voice acting was a little
2 sentences. That's all you got before I hold you got 2 sentences to hold my attention. You don't do that in that time. It's not naturalistic and therefore it's not good. And I'm not gonna explain why. You know why. And I'm moving on to Shang-Chi. Or am I just racist?
Writing has to do with standout lines. Whoever wrote this dialogue deserves a raise.
What does a would-be despot know of justice?
Enough to teach you a masterclass.
Wow. I feel like when you factor in everything, even power scaling, wow. Anime has truly set us back like 500 years.
I don't really give a fuck.
What does anime have to do with that? That is a video game by a North American developer.
Yeah, fully North American.
With a North American character from a comic book.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, whatever that means.
I'll touch him enough times. And eventually he'll crumble like the Twin Towers.
There have been some pretty neat standout lines.
That's more wrestling promos than anime dialogue.
I forgot how disingenuous this guy is.
This is crazy because really what you're talking about is like wrestling promos of I'm gonna and then the metaphor and this big gruff. You're not really trying to have a dialogue. You're just kind of yelling at your opponent.
Curse you, Chinese cartoon. What the f is he saying? Like he's making a video for himself. Exactly. This.
Well, we do that, so.
No. It's the fact of I'm gonna present this thing and then move on. The Gears thing. He didn't even explain why it was bad.
Yes, he did. I was looking for one with good writing.
And humans are definitely capable of it, but again, we are not wired like fucking robots.
I am not in danger, Skylar. I am the danger.
That was pretty cool, right? But guess what? There's more.
Hey, Bryan Cranston is a phenomenal actor. Because if you present that same scene with a different actor, they're going to act it differently, and it may not come across nearly as well.
Plus
again,
we have the writers and the directors and all sorts of other things.
The editor picked this particular cut of the scene.
Notice how the thought kind of fizzles out. That's because this isn't...
No! The door doesn't... He finished his entire thought! He said, I am the danger! Someone knocked at the door and she gets shot in the head and you think that of me? No, I am the one who knocked! And he realized that he was saying, hey, I'm a dangerous person to you, my wife! So, hey, maybe I should cut this out and leave because I just realized that I am presenting myself as a bad person. When I want to see myself as the good guy because he's a narcissist.
Oh no, is that not what happened?
It's truly not what happened.
Oh no. That's not how you present your argument, by cutting out context and then saying this thing is a different thing than what you saw.
Almost like, hey, maybe you should play the entire thing of something and then comment on it. Huh?
Maybe.
You just had a YouTube comment about that and put some effort in by editing.
What do you mean by effort? Couldn't even say.
Yeah, you would be shocked the amount of times we get, hey, do it the way others do
Nim
it.
Spice says, hey, here is this scene, now here is more context. Doesn't do this with anything and doesn't give context so it looks bad.
Give us half the evidence that we're supposed to trust him. Legit.
Hey, this is pre-scene dialogue that means absolutely nothing. It's meant to be goofy and over the top. And if you want to say it's bad, that's totally fine. But it's not bad simply because it's of the way it's presented.
This isn't a story that they're trying to convey. These are quips, essentially. This is Ultraman. Omni-Man speaking with Baraka. Like, they're going to say two things. I'm going to cut you. You can't cut me. And then they're going to push each other. Yeah. It's just for that. It's not... They're not trying to be some sort of Shakespeare. Oh, you got him. Some 8 Mile.
Yeah, it's legit one-lining quips.
Some cornball trying to make it into a TikTok edit. It's the person, Walter White, trying to make a point to his wife.
After they have a large amount of scenes together, they have a large history together. This is, what would you say, halfway into this series?
This is like the season before the end.
Oh,
like
this is
season 4.
So this is almost near the end. So we have a lot of context for before, things that are gonna happen afterwards. This is just some dude plopping in here and going, "My son is invincible." You go, "Hey, his son is invincible."
Hey, that's cool. I recognize. Clap. That's an unfair comparison. Absolutely.
Appreciate when a character says something cringy, but it's supposed to be cringy because sometimes we're cringy.
You don't think My Son is Invincible isn't purposely cringy?
Yeah.
Coach is right. If you want to win this, it's on us. Shut the fuck.
The Riddler is obviously supposed to be this Reddit incel, and you can tell he had this vision in his head of thinking he was the Joker. But you know, it's also cringy how Batman is banging raging, and that makes me question if the movie itself knew it was cringy. I don't know.
What's cringy about that? He's so frustrated.
Yes.
And in situations like that, normally he can't punch it to resolve the issue, and now he can.
Yeah,
and he's venting his frustration.
That scene is and you mean you didn't figure it out? Oh, you're really not as smart as I thought you were. And he's just like, what's going on? What are you gonna do? And he starts singing and he's frustrated, starts punching the glass to get in there.
You know, because he's gonna blow up or flood the city and kill.
He didn't even know he was gonna do that. He just knew he was gonna do something bad.
And I need to get to you.
Dude, this guy is...
he's just really, really bad.
We kind of just blurt out ideas without really thinking about them.
So boring. I'm gonna kill myself.
However, there are instances where I think a story is too...
Hey, there are so many times I don't just blurt out weird shit in front of people.
On the nose, or maybe too focused on being naturalistic. Moonlight, for example, I thought was too focused on having the adults be in kid mode and super charismatic to this kid, and the kid is just the most shy kid you've ever seen. To be fair, I think there is a point as a viewer where you have to take a step back.
You mean you don't think there are kids like this and a man like this?
Trying to relate to his son in any way that he can?
No, it's too natural. It's
means it's 10 out of 10, which means it's 0 out of 10.
And realize that you haven't experienced everything, and sometimes what you might find out of place might actually be real. For example, in Breaking Bad, I think Jesse has a lot of moments where he's a fucking video game character.
Back off! Back off!
But as a viewer, I just have to...
But what was wrong with that?
Sometimes he's a video game character, but Gears of War is bad because it has bad dialogue. What do you mean a video game character? Because you showcase the video game bad, and then over here, video game good with Last of Us and Last of Us 2.
It's legitimately such pretentious stuff. Like,
Muff, this is horrible.
To accept that bro is just like this, because the problems to me are pretty subtle.
Okay, but you would have to accept that everybody, Gears of War 2 man is like he's just like that.
I think Mark.
I don't care. Mark, we can't get away from him. But you would have to accept that. So you could just say everybody is good, or it's good writing that everybody does,
and everybody has subtleties and.
Break these things down, you should be able to acknowledge that maybe that was too much, or that you at least made a conscious decision for it to be that way. You should be able to identify what you do as a writer, because...
Jirabot says, DA and BG, you sound like book characters.
That's correct. Hey, if a writer is doing something, don't you think they did it with a conscious decision of doing said thing? Do you think their hand is just writing things subconsciously?
Do you think they just turned off their computer or woke up the next day and there's 3 extra pages? Just like, okay, I guess.
Breaking Bad does have...
Don't touch my mouth,
like Tuco and these 2 cornballs who think they're in the net. Like I said before, I think a good example of actual failed naturalistic dialogue is Invincible.
Nothing special. Oh, like a knife to the heart with this one. You know what I mean.
God, it's so fucking icky. Like that mo...
No, he said like.
With this one. You know what I mean.
God, it's so fucking icky. Like that moment where she's like, oh, it's like, no, you don't do that. This is the product of having almost no subtext and still trying to be naturalistic. It's like it actually expect...
No one in life goes, oh, you pieces. Nobody does that? You know how everybody acts in every situation? Everybody's experience, how everybody lives, and how everybody speaks? You can't say nobody does that.
Expects you to fall for it. It's like, oh, like a knife to the heart. What? You know what I mean? Oh my God. It's like some actual 6th grader writing. Like what makes Invincible so painful is that it tries to make you believe that it sounds like real life, but at the same time, there's...
These are comic book characters animated in a cartoon.
I do not know what he's talking about.
I don't think their purpose is trying to make you think this is how real people act or talk. I think they just wanted to write dialogue that they thought
Dutch
was
says,
good.
We may have found Drizzt's successor.
It's crazy.
But
this guy is such a hater. Oh my lord.
But he didn't establish how that's bad other than people don't say that. And you can't say people don't talk like that.
Yeah.
By just saying people don't talk like that.
Like the people you've interacted with don't talk like that. The people you've known throughout your life
shows that you've watched haven't spoken like that. I don't know. You can't just say that.
Because in the entirety of my life, if I've truly met 3,000 people, I'd be shocked. There are billions on this planet.
Allegedly.
Yeah, on this alleged globe Earth.
Absolutely no subtext in the characters explaining their feelings away. On the opposite side of the spectrum, a lot of
What?
rookie
You didn't.
What?
No, because I don't give a fuck. It's cartoon.
Oh no! Hey, how do you feel? I feel like this about this situation. Do you think people don't just express the way they feel? Not everything needs to be settled. I am terrible at reading signs that women throw to me. Terrible. So the subtleties, I'm not gonna pick up on them. I need you to say some to me.
She went to make a joke to make her son cheer up. What's wrong with that? My mother's talking like, yeah, he didn't explain other than, yeah, people don't talk like this.
writers trying to be naturalistic end up not saying enough. Not saying closer
Cameron
look is
Bailey says, "This is what I've learned, that there are 8 billion people on this planet that speak differently and will speak like cartoons. Not just the people I've interacted with will talk like characters."
Yeah, like, I don't know what this guy wants.
And just going, it's not like this. It's just so infuriating.
Yeah, and it's not even, like, really explaining it. It's just like, oh, we're just supposed to believe. Like, okay, yes.
Rookie, this was just a random example he came up with, but with his rewrite of this scene.
Are you all right? Asks Peter.
Do not use other people's examples in your video. You make your own point. There are hundreds of thousands to millions of movies, TV shows, anything that you can pull from. You can make any dialogue better, but you choose to go to somebody else? That's crazy.
Example he came up with, but with his rewrite of this scene.
Are you all right? Asks Peter. Oh yes, fine. Just needed some fresh air, says Thor with a laugh. Peter gives Thor a long analytical look, and the fake happiness on Thor's face begins to crack. Another long.
But I don't know what this doesn't work, because I don't know what this scene was beforehand or what his problems are with the scenes. All you're doing is just showcasing his improvements without showing what the issues are. So you him just, oh, there's a long zoom in on his face. I'm like, was there not before?
Ivana Neri says, "He knows everything somehow. He knows how real life works. You sound like one-note character."
Face begins to crack. Another long silence. This goes on for a while before Peter breaks the tension, giving Thor a friendly hit in the arm, saying, "Stay safe, Thor. You as well," he replies.
From an outside perspective, Peter saying goodbye seems out of the blue because expressions, while info-heavy, are still up to interpretation. It's not unreasonable to think that Peter would have gone...
Are you really dissecting another person's scene that they rewrote of the original scene instead of dissecting and analyzing the original scene itself?
And doing it, you're disgusting. I would have, it'd be more integrity to just steal his lines word for word instead of just going, he said this and he's right.
On that read, but to exact on it that hard seems a little out of place. Let's look at one of my works. So a couple years ago, I did a half script, half book rewrite of Spider-Man No Way Home because I thought the movie was a big missed opportunity. So here's part of it. Hey, listen, I want you to stay calm and breathe. Happy like, what the hell happened? How did they find out? I don't know, Peter, but stay calm. What do you mean? The whole world knows. What? Listen, pretty much every superhero is public information. Happy, he's a kid. Now here, the problem is that Aunt May instantly knows what Happy meant and called it out. It's important to know that people are individuals and are not going to be on the same page all the time.
What the just happened there? What did you just write that was good in that scene? That didn't just sound like it just came from the movie.
What was the original scene? Why was that one better? What is he saying here?
It's important to know that people are individuals and are not going to be on the same page all the time. In a way, not exactly, but in a way, it's an overuse of subtext. American History X is a movie that I feel...
Whatever.
Hope is not Crash says, "Wow, those two people really had a turn-based conversation."
They kinda did. Whatever that means. I blanked out what? More words?
Yeah, I don't... Too much subtext. Too much naturalism. Too much direct dialogue.
You make it sound like cartoonish. The movie doesn't sound like this. Yeah, that's a...
He's giving us the after without the before.
Too upfront with the ideas it conveys scene to scene. Characters can be convincing, but it's honestly formatted super theatrically, but still trying to be naturalistic. I don't know, it's actually kind of goofy. Humans in real life are very complex, and it takes mastery of writing to pull off naturalistic characterization. Nothing great.
Hey, Birdman was a good movie, y'all.
Comes easy. It's also great skill from the actors. They need to internalize the character they play to act naturally off the character. It's a very skillful process from everyone involved. And when it goes right, it pays off.
Stuff happens, and all an audience ever wants to believe is what's going on.
See, here's part of the issue with what he's doing. He's talking about things like video games and cartoons, which have very strict or on rails types of animations. They can only do so much. A person in IRL can do literally anything. They can twitch the ends of their fingers in a certain way in the middle of a dialogue that has nothing to do with anything. Like, it's just different mediums working within the confines of their medium.
But even then, we showcased that that was wrong because the last stream we did the Invincible thing.
No, yeah.
Is happening for the first time ever. They don't want to see the rehearsals.
Alfonso Rodriguez says, Solary.
There's gonna start being some time, so
it's happening for the first time ever. They don't want to see the rehearsals. In fact, they shouldn't.
Now another
I like the behind the scenes
Love
stuff quite
that
a
stuff.
lot. I just started watching the Spider-Man 2001 behind the scenes. Some dude when Mary Jane was falling off the building, it was just fire right in his face. I'm like, oh my goodness, that was practical. I quite like that. I quite like seeing people's interpretations. Just like, let me do that one more time, and then you do a different take on the line.
Dude, I cannot express to y'all how many times I've watched the "It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia" blooper of Frank trying to feed a stew to Charlie and the person he's with. It is legitimately one of the funniest things I have ever seen. And the scene itself was funny, but nowhere near as funny as those bloopers, as they're constantly breaking. Man just hates fun things. Just watch documentaries at this point.
Yeah, that's the most natural thing that it could be.
Characterization is idealistic.
I came to this expecting some sort of explanation or breakdown of how good dialogue should be. Instead, I'm getting greeted with a man going clip by clip of just complaining. Yeah, this is what it was. Part one of just like this is naturalistic. Gears of War is not done.
What's left? Nuanced growth with storytelling, meaning.
Love One Piece Forever
quantity,
says, Kevin Sweep.
plot, basic, literature.
Let's go.
Dude, what differences?
Trying to mimic the real world, but instead illustrate how people would act ideally. As in, the dialogue is left without much error, but it's purposeful. Pulp Fiction is the prime example of this type of characterization. It doesn't spell its themes out, but instead is written in a way where lines of dialogue pop out more. And then another type is theatrical, or maybe poetic. These are.
How about you showcase an example? Say, hey, these are the themes of Pulp Fiction, and here's some dialogue that expresses that theme without explicitly stating that theme.
And then here is The Last Jedi going, the greatest teacher is failure. Just stating what the theme is.
These are not real terms, maybe, but just take them as I mean them. A good example of this type of characterization is Poor Things, where there are very obvious character archetypes that have a very clear purpose in the story. I'm talking Harry the Cynic, Bro the Bum Chover, and Hulk the less aggressive Bum Chover.
Hey, I don't know anybody of who you just said.
And he's just naming them without showcasing anything. Like, you're supposed to know everything that he's talking about.
You're supposed to know every piece of media that has ever existed at all times.
And you're supposed to know what they said and how it fits into what he's talking about.
This type of dialogue can be found in parts of Spider-Man 2, and it's very common in actual theater and musicals like.
But Spider-Man 2 was super turn-based.
What parts could that be found in?
Except,
and
of course,
how?
Take it, and don't you dare leave it here.
Nightmare Before Christmas. You also have ironic or maybe comedic characterization with cartoons like Uncle Grandpa or Smiling Friends. Now, all these types of characterization I just listed are not naturalistic, and committing to one of these, there is a risk in making your characters feel artificial. Know that convincing your audience that your characters have their own volition is not a skill directly related to naturalism. You can have heightened dialogue and still immerse the audience in your world. The same principles still apply. I'd say
these were so many just words.
It's crazy.
It feels like a college professor would give this like a C+, B-. You're citing sources. you're explaining at least the words correctly and your thoughts
and terms,
but you're not really critiquing the things in the way that you should be.
Bro is just yapping. He's just yapping. What is he saying?
Pulp Fiction, Poor Things, and the cartoons do a good job in making their worlds feel free-flowing. However, I can't say I was ever fully invested in Nightmare Before Christmas. In my opinion, it's just way too exaggerated to make any of the characters feel real. However, in storytelling...
But it's a walking skeleton man! How do you make that feel real?
The character himself is meant to feel real, not the character of a walking skeleton. And even then, it's not even really supposed to be real. It's supposed to be hyper-realistic.
And can you not feel the same sort of longing that he does for something new? And the mundanity of what he's been going through and just seeing something new and going, what's that
Hi,
over there?
says, go to the hell.
My English professor would be confused on this essay.
Legit.
Technically, we are all walking skeleton men.
We all have a skeleton inside of us just waiting to break free, and one day it will.
He keeps denigrating video games for not being natural, but it's fine when it's dramatic. I guess. It's a realm based on Halloween, and it's filled with monsters.
And he just goes, it's not realistic, and he doesn't explain how or why. Again! Which we shouldn't be surprised at this point.
There is also the charm factor, but hence the name, it's very subjective. I enjoy Spider-Man 2, despite how blatant it can be with its ideas. The campiness just works for me. However, the
Pause. So, subtlety in themes is good. Blatant shoving themes in your face is also good.
Mm-hmm. As long as I enjoy them.
So...
It feels very much like this man needs to learn how to separate his quality from his enjoyment.
Too, despite how blatant it can be with its ideas. The campiness just works for me. However, the Flash TV show, I think, is a lot lazier when it comes to its humor, and in that sense, the campiness isn't charming to me.
My dad gave me that pen before he died. Sorry.
Spider-Man 2 game.
That's something that Spider-Man would have done. That's legitimately something that Peter Parker and the Sam Raimi Spider-Man, that is dialogue.
What's the difference between that and something that would have happened in Spider-Man? Why does the campiness work for you in Spider-Man, but not here?
Because the drama is better in Spider-Man.
That's not what he said.
No, of course not.
The first time I played it, I really leaned into the NPC writing being funny. I found it charming, but on my second playthrough, I just thought the writing was ass. Like, it was probably because I already knew the story and it wasn't fresh or exciting anymore. So there definitely is stuff to analyze when it comes to charm. I could say I find cartoons charming, but at the same time, I feel like there is quality character writing and stuff like regular show, Smiling.
What, in your opinion, is charming? What does that mean?
On top of that, what is the good character writing of Smiling Friends regular show? Because you just keep giving these same examples without really explaining why you think these things are good character writing. Why do you think this character has good character writing? It's just saying, hey, I think cartoons can have good character writing. Here's some examples. What if I've never seen regular show? Because I have never seen regular show. What if I've never seen Smiling Friends, which I've only seen the first season of Smiling Friends?
What if somebody finds the Flash charming? It lasted for quite some time, so it had to be something in there that kept it going.
What if somebody finds the character writing of Smiling Friends lacking, and it's more about the comedy and enjoyment of it than the character writing?
What if they find it cringy? Does that mean that it's good writing, or is it good writing to you?
Friends, and even Uncle Grandpa. I've had people
I have never seen Uncle Grandpa. So, can you give me examples of what's good character writing in there?
This just shotgunning 100,000 pieces of media and just naming them as if we have seen all of them and we all know exactly what they are and what they're trying to do. So his point is made. It's so crazy to do in earnest and just go, this is good. The irony of just having such a poorly written script in what is good writing is destroying me.
tell me that stuff like Invincible or animes or Spider-Man PS4, you're supposed to turn your brain off. And for me, it's like, motherfucker, there's shit that specializes in that. Like Uncle Grandpa and Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. Where yeah, it's not really anything deep, but the purpose of it is to have that comic book
MF
charm.
Curry says, I don't care about regular show for the realism. I love it for the funny and dumb characters and ridiculous situations that they are in.
There you go.
The voice acting is good, and you can tell that it aims for that. Compare Shattered Dimensions to dog shit Web of Shadows.
What's the plan?
Tonight, at sundown, in the park.
Hey, Web of Shadows is one of the better Spider-Man games out there. Voice acting, whatever. It's bad.
And this is not about good or bad voice acting. This
Because
is about good writing.
It's the same thing with the original Spider-Man 2 video game, which people still mark as like a top 3 Spider-Man game. The voice acting is some of the worst you will ever hear in a video game.
Maguire is not a voice actor.
He is not a voice actor.
Be there or be square.
While it's hard for these styles of characterization to be as impressive as naturalistic characterization.
No, I would argue the same thing, Joe. I think Web of Shadows as a whole is better than Shattered Dimensions. I found Shattered Dimensions to be too formulaic in its stylings, because it's very simple to, once you've beaten the boss with, let's just say, Ultimate Spider-Man, you know what you have to do to beat the bosses with Ultimate Spider-Man. I really enjoyed like the Wolverine, hey, here's some trivia. We're going to keep fighting if you don't do it because I don't believe you're you. Oh, you got that right? All right, cool.
Subtext can still be used and you can still make your world and characters feel free-flowing. Depth.
Hey, what the are you talking about? What do you mean? What were those words? Character writing can still be subtle and free-flowing?
Free-flowing, yes.
The are you talking about? There were stilted lines of dialogues acted in there. Wow! I love word salad. Yummy.
Subtext can still be used and you can still make your world and characters feel free-flowing. Depth is ultimately what's important. The Lighthouse has a very outlandish style of talking.
I have never seen The Lighthouse. Are you going to explain for the rough part?
Never going to let forget about Kevin like you did Shifty. DA Solar E.
What time is it? I'm going to start timing at 3:45. So 1 minute.
Flowing. Depth is ultimately what's important. The Lighthouse has a very outlandish style of talking, but it's still very effective, and the movie does a great job in showing us the complexity of the characters. They're not supposed to be like real people, but they still act naturally based on their disposition and past experiences. That's ultimately what I'm trying to illustrate here. So now, guys, we got...
He didn't show
by just
any
saying
examples of what he was talking about.
By just saying that this is what's happening.
Yep. All right, here we go. We got like 30 seconds before I hit that. See that boy hit 46.
I'd talk about nuance. What is nuance? Well, think about the colors black and white. Opposites. Well, the nuance is all the gray in between. What's crazy is that some people, probably kids, can't tell the difference in writing between a cartoon and a well-written film.
It's always just cartoons, anime bad, film good.
People actually watch Invincible and think it sounds like real life. Like, what? How the fuck is that?
Do they? Show me somebody that says that. Show me what line they're referencing. Show me something that they're referencing. Not just people think this. Because there's probably people that think that Lighthouse is written poorly.
Yep. So cartoons can't be written well? Absolutely not. It's not possible. Except regular show and all those examples I gave multiple times. But I just hate Invincible as a whole. Oh my god, there's so many of them. I'm just gonna hit play.
Possible. Well, some people genuinely can't see nuance. When I've drawn conclusions based on logic to call somebody a man-child or a moron,
Ivana Neri
how many
says,
people have that?
RSG, whenever someone comments and gives valid argument, pretentious man would insult his comments in other videos and project a lot, think he's right, he really hates Invincible, insults their fans.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, he clearly really doesn't like Invincible.
Then just say, hey, Invincible is written poorly and here's the reasons why. Instead of talking about, oh, good writing because of naturalism and Invincible doesn't have natural.
then said, yo, this guy's saying that if someone disagrees, then they're a man-child. Yo, that's messed up, dude. I also remember a few people telling me that there was no difference between reviewing and critiquing. That's funny because they are similar words, but I guess you just couldn't see the nuance.
What did that person say? Did they just say that? Did they say that you're doing it wrong? Did they say in this? Whatever.
A formal assessment or examination of something with the possibility or intention of instituting change if necessary. A critical appraisal of a book, play, movie, exhibition published in a newspaper or magazine. The expression of disapproval of something or someone based on perceived faults or mistakes. The analysis and judgment of the merits and faults of a literary artistic work. Isn't that a review?
This is awful. The second definition is a critical appraisal of a book.
And the second of criticism is the analysis and judgments of the merits and faults of a literary or artistic work. They're basically the same.
But they're not, though.
Yeah, I guess we just missed the subtlety. I guess we suck as well. Sorry we suck, y'all.
I remember a few people telling me that there was no difference between reviewing and critiquing.
There's not no difference, but you would have to show what they said before you could just go, no, smugly puts up the in definitions. You would have to, actually.
Because they are similar words, but I guess you just couldn't see the nuance. I do believe this is about people not challenging their initial beliefs.
Hey, how about you educate them right now? How about you educate the people that can't understand the nuance and express it to them if you can't understand the nuance? So then maybe in the future they will understand that, hey, I was incorrect on this and they have learned and they have grown. As opposed to going, guess you're a dummy.
Guys Aldonix says, there's a difference, but you suck at both.
Unconsciously believing in single stories, not having critical thinking or inquiry. One of the most popular complaints I get on my channel is that I don't go in depth.
But I don't care about what people say about your videos. Because you, based upon this video and nothing else that I've seen of you, you suck at explaining and expressing your points properly. Lighthouse is good at this, and you move on. No, it's not. Now what? Do you think that I've proven my point? We are both at equal grounds because neither of us have presented information or evidence based upon what we claimed. So instead of just fighting back and forth with present your point fully first and foremost, show the clips, explain yourself, and then I would refute that if I had a refutation. Otherwise, an argument without evidence can be dismissed without evidence. So no, Lighthouse is not well written.
Wrong.
Critical thinking or inquiry. One of the most popular complaints I get on my channel is that
if it's a popular complaint, maybe don't you think you should look inward?
You N-word.
We've made this joke before.
Have we?
Yeah.
Thinking or inquiry. One of the most popular complaints I get on my channel is that I don't go in depth, when I encourage people to take it upon themselves to understand someone else's point of view or whatever they're watching. But it's like these people just want everything spoon-fed to them. Again, I think a lot of these people are kids, and there's a reason that the stuff these people watch is anime, Invincible, stuff that's made to be as straightforward and black and white as—
Hey, I am not a kid. I read manga. I read Invincible. I am the person you're talking to, I would assume. I can understand a great many things. I can't understand you. You're not really expressing why. And I guess part of that is meant to be, I'm supposed to interpret the subtleties of your words, but that just means I'm creating my own definition of what you mean and my own examples of what you mean, as opposed to you expressing what you mean.
He showed Attack on Titan as an example of just not being nuanced. When the 3 Titans that attacked the wall, they were all brainwashed into thinking that they were lesser humans and that their only purpose was to die for their betters. They're betraying humanity by becoming the enemy, killing more of humanity, all for the sake of these people that have brainwashed them into thinking that they're better. That's not nuanced. They were friends with these people and they're just smushing them. No nuance there because it's anime.
He's DSPing it, calling his critics children. He himself has become nuanced in his definition. I don't need evidence, and if you don't get it, you a stupid kid.
You're just a kid.
Possible. In fact, I remember years ago, it was Fortnite Season 5, and I went to this art class with younger kids talking about Attack on Titan.
Why were you in an art class with younger kids?
Fortnite Season 5? What?
When was Fortnite Season 5?
What is this?
I guess
Damien
maybe he took an
Veering
art
says,
class in his
RSG anyone can disagree with you. Why your butt is burning when you suck at providing examples. Those comments can disagree, that's called human.
Yeah, he just doesn't understand that. He's right because anime sucks. Nasty gaslighting college.
This is 6 years ago. Stay away from the children.
This is not a secret, bro. I went to this art class with younger kids talking about Attack on Titan. This is not a secret, bro. Now, someone actually brought up a crazy point.
What was that entire
anime, Invincible, stuff that's made to be as straightforward and black and white as possible? In fact, I remember years ago, it was Fortnite Season 5, and I went to this art class with younger kids talking about Attack on Titan. This is not a secret, bro. Now,
what does Fortnite have to do with that?
I think because in Fortnite they have these little things where you can like watch a movie and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's what happened.
Or maybe Attack on Titan was announced for Season 5.
No, because he said he went to an art class. He said Fortnite Season 5 went to an art class with younger kids and they talked about Attack on Titan.
Okay, so I guess he was playing Fortnite Season 5 and that's why he remembers it.
But what does that have to do with the class?
He could have just said 6 years ago.
Attack on Titan characters are in Fortnite? Is that what it is? Understand the nuance? I'm trying!
He was giving a time frame. Okay, it's a 4-month time frame. Just say 2018.
Why
Summer 2018.
Why not just say 5 years ago? It's muddling the points.
someone actually brought up a crazy point that by my logic, hentai is for kids. But think about what fully functioning adult with a purpose in life is going to be watching hentai.
Pause. You are addressing.
There are people with quote unquote adults with purpose in life drawing hentai.
Making bank.
Making stupid money. Like
Eric, get them horse penises out. But you're addressing.
As Aldonix says, no, go to hell. If you're doing a review or critique and you suck at arguments, then it's not my problem to squeeze a coherent response out of you.
No,
That's
absolutely. And this month is just dismissing all the people that are just going, you're wrong, oh, you child. But he's addressing one person, one argument 5 years ago. We have no evidence of what they said or anything. We have no evidence of what RSG, his argument was to that person to make them say that. We don't know. You're just presenting one sentence of an argument and going, look at this stupid child. It makes no sense. This means nothing to me.
That waifu, wafu, all that bullshit. Listen, if you even fathom the thought of fucking a virtual character, something is mentally wrong with you. And you need to go have sex with a real woman that's flesh and skin. And
maybe don't cite LTG for these types of things.
Maybe don't cite Bandicam LTG.
Hopefully not.
Maybe don't cite Bandicam LTG hasn't gotten enough money to turn on his camera yet. maybe that's not the shining example you want to cite here.
Your fucking porn cartoon addiction.
You actually do have insane amounts to grow if you can't tell the.
Oh man, this is some trash taste.
Oh yeah, Haikyuu.
I don't even know what half of this is. The thing on the far right, Nomo. It begins with an N. Okay. Nope, up top, right. Yep, right there.
Okay, this guy looks familiar.
Right next to that, is that Tokyo Ghoul?
Even if it's already been decided, even if it's
It
set
might
in
be.
stone, I'll smash that future! Hey, Deku, shut up, you nerd!
Hey, this person is in the wrong for showcasing their hobbies and their likes in their room.
Noragami.
What a Noragami, yes.
Oh no, he caught me, a 32-year-old store manager, watching 8. Who gives a shit?
If you're outright saying that you watch hentai, you're not gonna be shamed for watching hentai. One Piece.
This man has such a big hate boner for anime IDKY.
Yeah.
Because there's less subtlety in
whatever
at
he's
least
seen,
jump titles.
what he's seen or what he knows about.
Yeah.
The difference between an anime and real life. Even my brother.
People do know the difference between an anime and real life. They don't think they're in an anime. They don't think they're gonna have sex with an anime character.
Take this, straw man.
Legitimately. And
Take
what is this
this.
even? Oh, why are we talking about this during nuance?
Hiya.
Brother, bro, this man is literally the premier clap head. When he watches Invincible or X-Men 97, he's like,
You are speaking to literally one person that you may or may not have made up, but at the very least, you've exaggerated their arguments. We can't fact check you. All you can do is just go look at this loser who is represented by this soy jack face. I don't care about this invisible person that you're fighting. This 5-year-long grudge that you've had to make a section of your video on. I do not care. This is the most petty I've ever seen.
Hey, did we finish this video?
I don't want to.
Yeah, I'm starting to think this might be
We're good. Just a hard going.
Yeah, we might need to go on. All right, what's the next?
We got 20 minutes left. Is this sped up?
Yes.
Oh no.
Yeah.
We'll keep going.
it's like, it's like,
Do we just gong
That's
this
the stuff Triggered was doing.
and just go to Goku T23?
We have to finish it.
Hope is not Crash says. He's so mad at some dude he went to high school with.
Some dude.
The hard goon.
Dude, I'm mad at the concept of gooning that I've placed upon this one guy.
oh,
Who I don't even know, who might not like Invincible or X-Men 2097.
They like hentai, so they must like everything that I have a problem with.
Because they're the problem.
Oh
super corny. You know, it wasn't until I read a comment along the lines of, listen, bro, saying something doesn't sound realistic isn't
It's
good
on the
criticism.
list.
As an aspiring writer myself, and that's when I realized my purpose on YouTube. To entertain, sure, but if I have the opportunity to help a future writer get better, I gotta take it. Listen, guys, I understand being inspired by these shows, okay? But if you're serious about being a writer, you need to understand the intricacies of the craft.
Hey, has all good writing equaled success, and has all successful writing been good? People can write whatever they want, and if there's an audience for it, people will gravitate towards it, and that can be success for them. They may not want to work it within the intricacies of the craft. They may not want to create the next Citizen Kane. They may just want to make a schlocky superhero TV show and enjoy that.
Maybe they just got a story to tell, and this is just the story they wanted to tell.
It's gotta be honest.
Jurabot says, if you want to be a good writer, never take advice from this guy.
Never. You are doing yourself a huge disservice by simply citing 80 things and going, this is good, this is bad, this is nuanced.
These cartoons, superhero movies, animes, they're made primarily for the pop culture masses.
And what if the person that's an aspiring writer wants to appeal to the pop culture masses as opposed to literary genius?
What does the pop culture masses mean?
Because superhero movies weren't in vogue 20-something years ago. There were a couple fringe ones. You had X-Men successes and Spider-Man and stuff, but it wasn't until Iron Man that it really started popping off. Anime was super niche when we were growing up. You were bullied for liking anime. It just got popular basically in the 2010s, like super mainstream popular.
Is he differentiating it between the pop culture masses and then just Oscar stuff, and there's just no nuance?
It's black and white.
Pop culture masses means it's bad. You know what? I can now write because I now know what good writing is.
This isn't what you should be studying. Like, seriously, do you really expect to walk into a film class and have the teacher say, "Welcome, class. Today, we're going to study
Hope is
one of
not
the
Crash says. But Breaking Bad was a massive pop culture phenomenon.
No, but not in the way that he's talking about. He's talking about the bad stuff.
And Mark films. Star Wars. You guys need to take inspiration.
Hey, is Star Wars good writing? Because it's a lot of turn-based dialogue, a lot of outright expressing what they feel.
He literally did not plan the story well enough to be like, I'm not going to have this dude kissing his sister. You take the good stuff and you leave the bad stuff. Kind of like with anime. You take the good stuff, you don't take inspiration from the bad stuff. Star Wars is not a good example of playing out your story because they had to just go, you told me he killed my father. Like, well, that is true, but you know, you have to, from a certain point of view, you just got to look at it with your head cocked. You're like, no. That's not what you planned. You just saw at this point, like, hey, I could make him his father. Because if he was his father, it would have been more hints and stuff. More than just the sister thing. More than, he was looking at Leia and just was never like, that's my daughter.
I remember all the girls in my high school in the 2010s loved anime and would never shut the up about it.
You had a good high school then, because ours was, there was an anime table and it was not the cool table.
From the best. That means watching the great films, reading real books, and analyzing the most subtle details of
Hey, do people want to create the best or the best within the confines of what they want to create?
Can you not take good examples from bad things?
Can you not take bad examples from good things? A la a Star Wars
story. Now listen, the dude was probably just a writer in the sense of like Reddit original character. Probably
get a few commenter that I'm not gonna showcase.
On my speedster video like, yo, thanks for the writing advice, man. I didn't know that I wasn't supposed to forget my own fucking rules. My speedster is probably gonna be like my Iron Man Ramke the Flying Saucer. They're gonna fight Denos. It's no secret that most quote-unquote intellectual critics who say these critiques are dog shit or provide evidence have a long way to go. Like how are you...
Hey, buddy.
Provide evidence. Oh, you got a long way to go. You're not there yet.
Put the mirror down.
Oh, provide evidence.
I mean, again, is there even a point to finishing when he's already said, I don't give a shit about providing evidence. I don't give two shits about it.
What do you mean? Calm down.
Are you gonna talk all high and mighty when you have the taste of Fortnite Leah? I'm not an idiot. My channel was built off speedsters and I've tried to appeal to that audience. So 99% of you probably don't even know half of what you're looking at right now. Dude,
Inko says.
Yeah, you don't know.
You got a long way to go.
You got a long way to go.
You don't know The Dark Knight.
People don't know The Departed, Interstellar, Goodfellas, 7 and 7.
Shawshank Redemption.
Django Unchained, Schindler's List.
Schindler's List?
Dude, what are you talking about?
Boy, this is a Christopher Nolan gawk.
Followers of the Reddit top 10. You guys are in the Discord top 10. But the thing about critical thinking and analysis.
You are allowed to like these movies and say that
because they're good.
I'm just going to cite this random person, not saying why these are their top 10, but we all know why they're their top 10.
And let's ignore the comments that saying you could branch out some more. It's good movies, but hey, do a little better.
Yeah, let's ignore that. Let's just take this random person and then let's just denigrate this random person without knowing exactly why these are their top 10 movies. Isn't Donnie Darko a famously bad movie?
Yes, it's super bad, but it's got a cult following.
What's wrong with The Hunchback of Notre Dame?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
2 Spider-Man movies, that's fine.
So I'm gonna see.
Hey, isn't he a YouTuber? Yeah, he's a YouTuber. I recognize the name.
Okay, there you go.
Top 10. But the thing about critical thinking and analysis is that it's directly related to storytelling. I remember many years ago as a child, I had...
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Now we need to hear your story about the first time that you picked up a book and just went, themes.
Chris the Joke says. Ro is High Top's older brother.
High key.
I had it in my mind that every movie that came out was better than the last. And I thought it was crazy. I remember one time I had just watched Despicable Me 2 for the first time in theaters, and I had...
Despicable Me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the unwritten sequel to Despicable Me.
It was crazy. I remember one time I had just watched Despicable Me 2 for the first time in theaters, and I asked my mom if she liked it. My mom told me that she kind of preferred the first one, and I was like, what?
Pause. How old are you, number one? Because I watched both Mulan and then Lion King, and I went, Mulan is better. Even as a young kid, I was just like, just because something has entered my purview doesn't mean it's the best thing that I've ever seen. But this is going to tie into other people are in this mindset. So you need to branch out.
Or even that it changed his mindset, because first he was like that, but then in the future, once he's gotten older and grew up mentally, now he recognizes, hey, the first one was better. My mom was right. Despicable Me 2 came out in 2013. Bruh is probably early to mid 20s.
Did you say Despicable Me 2?
Yes.
Did you not say Despicable Me?
He said, all right, here you go.
It was crazy. I remember one time I had just watched Despicable Me 2 for the first time in theaters, and I asked my mom if she liked it. My mom told me that she kind of preferred the first one, and I was like, what? She was like, yeah, he meets the girls, he goes to the moon, and in my mind I was just thinking, bruh. Fast forward to 2018. For my birthday, I get Halo Master Chief Collection. I play through the campaigns with the focus of trying to understand the story. And I remember specifically enjoying the story of Halo 2, obviously, but also Halo 4. So, it was a good experience having played the Halo games, but it wasn't until I came across an analysis by Late Night Gaming that everything changed. Watching this video was so mind-opening to me because this story that I simply enjoyed, I realized was so much more. The video not only analyzed Master Chief and his humanity inside him, but also highlighted the reflection to the character that was the Didact. And
you needed somebody to explain a game that you liked.
And understand that you can analyze it deeper than what was the surface level of your enjoyment.
You didn't think about it enough to come to this conclusion.
Now, this happens with a lot of people.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, you can't just go, oh, in 2018 I changed, and then 6 years later I understand the concept of good writing. Like, it would take years of dedicated focus for that.
Someone said, nice opinion, a YouTuber gave it to me.
The Didact is the most lackluster character in Halo.
Chief in the end, experiencing Cortana face her morality, learns to embrace
Anko
his humanity.
says, nice opinion. Did another YouTuber give it to you?
While the Didact, who has also lived his life with the sole purpose of war, dies fighting for a species that has already been extinct for billions of years. Not only did I not like Halo 4 more, I was amazed with what a story could accomplish.
This muff, he would jizz to the moon with the Chimera Antark.
Oh, for sure.
The humans.
Oh,
the
for sure.
The monsters or the human. He would theme himself inside out.
Probably around 2020. I hadn't really revisited many animated movies. In fact, I don't even think I liked watching movies. But for some reason,
I don't think I liked watching movies in 2020 when wasn't nothing going on. But the fuck was just T-posing in his room, looking at the wall like, nuance.
Yeah, he wasn't even gooning. He with them gooners.
Just the concept of movies, I don't think I liked watching them. How many movies has he cited? What made him like movies? Why didn't he like movies? He's not going to explain it, but it's just dumb.
I wanted to watch Despicable Me, and I liked it. But what I remember sticking with me was that I actually understood it. Not just the plot, of course, but the characters and why they did the things they did. That's pretty much when I realized I had to rewatch more animated movies. Still with the taste for quality, though. Don't think I just liked everything. So as time went on, I started analyzing.
I was still right, though. I was still only enjoying the good things.
These animated movies, too. To not just understand them on a surface level, but all the underlying meaning. I would rewatch the movies, I would watch specific scenes and read the comments. Through this time, I also had my YouTube channel where I would review things and watch other reviewers. And the thing about reviewing...
The act, man!
Yep.
Is that it's really an analysis of the subject and also an analysis of how you feel about the subject. Analyzing storytelling builds thinking ability. And what I eventually realized as I grew is that these animated movies are actually made for kids. And that's not inherently a bad thing. Some of them are still great movies, but their underlying meaning tends to be pretty simple. Again, not trying to say that there's nothing to analyze, of course there is, but they really are not as complicated as the prestigious
Dutch
films.
says, I am correct, I have said nothing wrong movie
DSP. Nothing is as complex as the prestigious films because they're made with complexity in mind. Like, you're gonna cite in Toy Story 2 against 20 of the most complex movies of all time?
There's nothing wrong with a message of just like, hey, branch out. You might find something that you like. Coco is just like, hey, family is important, but also the things that you like are also important.
Yeah, don't give up on your dreams to placate your family, but you also need to keep your family in mind.
Not too long ago, I rewatched Taxi Driver. And I'm not saying that I automatically like it more than any animated movie, but I was thinking about how not only are these films more complex in their themes, but the messages are way more mature.
But wait a second. He denigrated anime for being simplistic, but he's just like, animated movies are for kids and they have a simplistic message, and that's fine. But why is anime
But they're
bad?
more simplistic. They're not necessarily simplistic. These are more complex. Those are more simplistic. But anime is simplistic. So you're looking at a scale of 1, 5, 10. I hope you understand.
Maybe, because he hasn't explained that other than anime.
Yeah,
bad.
but you see, that's your problem. You didn't understand the nuance of his point.
Nuance.
Scientific and creative. The purpose of storytelling since its inception has been to educate people, to say something in a way that sticks. As time passes,
so you should stop right there, dissect what you just said, and then look at things like anime and it's sticking with people.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to think, does that necessarily count it as good writing? Since the purpose of it is to stick and it's stuck.
Ivana Neri says, Puss 2 is legit about getting death and being okay that you will die someday.
Hey.
No, it's not. It's too simplistic. And that's fine. So, boo.
This mother just pulled a Bricky, me a big boy, so I watch big boy stuff. I wonder how this person is going to feel in 10 years when they're like, hey, I understand the prestigious movies, but sometimes slop is good.
I don't think they're going to change. If they're putting the entirety of anime under this whole thing of just like over here, so it's instantly bad, there's nothing here. They will not learn.
I come to realize that stories that either don't have something to say or are very shallow in its meaning fade, even with quality character.
Wait, what?
Stories that either don't have something to say or are very shallow in its meaning fade, even with...
Fade? Space Jam is a cultural icon, and it don't say shit.
Yeah.
Power Rangers? Like, Power Rangers sometimes has messages, but it's just a lot of flashy Pokemon?
No, it's a big shrimp guy.
Yeah, Space Jam sucks. That's not my point.
His point is about sticking, meaning things not having meaning, and so therefore they don't stick.
They just fade away with time. The Room is a classic. It stinks.
I have not seen Puss in Boots 2.
Same.
I haven't downloaded.
It is on my Plex. I just have to hit play.
With quality character writing, a story still needs a purpose or a meaningful theme.
No, it does not need those things. It can have those things, but it does not. Hey, a slasher flick a lot of times is just a slasher flick, and it's perfectly fine to be a slasher flick.
A comedy could just be a comedy where they just go on a road trip.
Shoot, people hated 1,000 Words because it wasn't so over the top comedic and it was more about the drama of it. It was a dramedy with poignant sticking to the drama part of it. People were like, this movie sucks. It's an okay movie. Sitcoms can be sitcoms. Sometimes you're gonna have those things in the sitcom where it's just like, I brought a gun to school or something. But for the most part, it's just going to be sitcom.
Astro Boy will forever remain in history because he saved Japanese animation and says nothing.
There you Oh, Power Rangers.
Not going to talk about that.
Power Rangers told a story about taking control of your destiny and future, but to him, all he sees is big dumb action scenes. Yeah. No, it doesn't. The story just needs to be a story. It can be simple, it can be complex, but it doesn't have to be even.
This isn't just right. Something has to have meaning or a good theme for it to be good and stick. That is not good writing. Because if you go into it going, I need to write for the purpose of a theme.
A meaningful theme.
You're going to write things around that instead of just letting it play out naturally.
Now, one of the first things you learn in a storytelling class is that a theme isn't...
How many times have we done or revisited on these? Hey, did you pick up a book or go to a class and then decide you understood the concept of writing itself? Maybe get a few more years under your belt.
I don't think that you need to take a class in order to understand these things. I think that you can just look at something and just go, this makes sense for these reasons, without putting the themes and things into it, and that automatically makes it good or better than not having the theme.
I think a writing class can allow you to have a deeper appreciation of those legitimately confined aspects of storytelling and writing. Hey, themes, meaningful themes. The way a character's face moves or actor's face moves, the way they breathe in a scene.
But I would think that would be more along the lines of an art class where they just go, this is a modern style, this is a simplistic style, this is Picasso's. My goodness, I'm falling apart. This is Picasso.
Hey, you
this that much. I said it right, and then I went back and then to make the joke. Picasso style, and then you understand what that is, and then you take that and make your own style. They wouldn't just go theme and then go. Here you have to understand the theme. Or maybe they would.
This is really bad when you take a step back and realize that the point of this video is answering what is good writing, but he's only complaining about bad writing for most of the video. What are the three P's? Promise, progression, payoff. Google is free. He can read whatever you want to understand writing. You don't need a writing class for that.
I don't think that everybody should analyze media in the same way to be like
Liam
themes.
Luster says, he has the anime hate of Bricky, the immaturity of Dritz, the buzzwords of Mark, and the incompetency of Triggered. He is the worst of all
He's
worlds.
his own a Megazord, all of them combined.
One of these days we're gonna have to redo that creator tier list. It's probably gonna look a lot different these days.
Certainly is.
Cause these have been crazy bars.
I've come to hate people like him that try to put creativity in boxes. Yeah. And especially in terms of just like class, just hard book knowledge of this is what it is.
And it should always be this if you want to be quote unquote good. Because again, good in and of itself is subjective. The thing that people recognize as good writing, good storytelling, good art is going to be different per person. I can look at something and go, wow, this looks ugly. And another person go, this looks beautiful. Neither one of us is right. Neither one of us is correct in the assumption of what we believe to be good about it or bad about it. We're just expressing what our beliefs. And all you're doing is expressing your beliefs without explaining why you feel this way.
Word or a broad idea. It's supposed to be specific to the story. For example, the theme of Whiplash isn't sacrifice or greatness or hard work. I would say it's the length.
I would say, it's not these things. I would say this.
People Observer says, do you think if RSG2 got into anime first, he would have been a Twitter's ready?
Explain yourself, you baby!
Depending on how much he enjoyed it.
I think he would, because there are those people who are just on Twitter like, you don't understand the friendship of
the complexities,
Zenitsu, and Inosuke. So here's a 15 post thread. I'm like, no, not today.
Suck my dick. That's my request to you.
Awfully rude.
No, it is drum. But you can't say, hey, this is wrong. It's not about these things, what I think it, or it could be.
What I think it's about, it's like, somebody else can think it about is something completely different.
In which one would go to accomplish greatness. Or if you look it up, it's the single track dedication to the pursuit of excellence. And I think I like that more. One of the most meaningful...
Are you citing an article? Are you not getting your...
Hey, document type movie review.
No.
This is just a review of a person. No. This is just some person's review.
Spring 2015. My goodness.
Will track dedication to the pursuit of excellence. And I think I like that more. One of the most meaningful movies I've seen.
Here, you guys are wrong about the theme. Here's what I think it is. And then here's a different interpretation that I like more than my own interpretation of what the theme is. And that is good writing.
Drake's new freestyle is the most crybaby I'd have ever heard. Like, oh my God, I got my mom's permission and my father's Meet the Grabs destroyed that man's soul.
What am I supposed to do with that document, you trash piece of shit?
Mark my fucking words.
It was somebody else's
I'm coming for you.
opinion and he agrees with it, I guess. And that's what you take it with you. Like, I guess.
Scene is Birdman.
Birdman is such a good movie, and I had a really great discussion about it with the friend that saw it with me, and beginning end of it. We didn't talk about the themes, we just talked about what was going on. Or at least we didn't say the word themes. We probably talked about the themes themselves. But we didn't just go theme! The meaningful theme of it is we talked about that's
and I think I like that more. One of the most meaningful movies I've seen is Birdman, where instead of focusing on pure greatness, it's about admiration and the emptiness that comes with it. The unexpected virtue of ignorance drives the movie in so
Corey,
many
I
ways,
lost
but
that
I
one,
find
I
it that
think.
it's in Reagan's own mind that I find it the most compelling. Was he miserable back then, or is he just miserable thinking of it now? I think the slow realization of the place he's come to mentally is what drives the movie and makes it so powerful. He is of course a greatly realized character, but it's the purpose in this story that makes even the quiet scenes feel momentous. I am so sick of these.
Hey, what was momentous about that?
So momentous.
You didn't explain it. You just showed a scene. And if anybody's seen Birdman and remembers every aspect of it, they are going to recognize why that was momentous and such and such. But as a person that has never seen Birdman, i.e. the person sitting next to me, it's just a guy drinking on a stoop looking melancholy at the sky.
Spider-Man 2 spoilers. That's crazy.
These corny-ass, tropey, formulaic stories, so when something actually surprises me and forces me to reflect, that's what I live for. Like when...
Okay, but you said that you had to watch movies 3-4 times to understand it.
Yeah, old cartoons that you didn't. And it made you reflect on things. Anything can make you reflect on anything. It could be the most shallow, simplistic thing in the world, like your understanding of what was going on with Halo 4. Hey, he can't do Don to Don. I don't think Don to Don's for Mark. High key.
Finally started beating cancer, and it's this scene of him looking at his hands. Dude, that's what I'm... Yeah, that's when I knew the show was different. Meaning is what makes art
cool. I understood that as a guy who has watched Breaking Bad.
Oh, have you watched Breaking Bad?
I have not.
Oh, no! You haven't seen it, so you don't know what's going on?
Correct.
But you should still please clap.
Good acting.
Yeah, because Bryan Cranston's a fantastic actor.
Yeah. That's when I knew the show was different. Meaning is what makes art significant.
No. Significance is derived from the person consuming the art. Art can be significant to one person and complete to somebody else. Worthless, legitimate trash. I can look at a finger painting from a 4-year-old and go, this is trash, but it's going to be significant to the parent.
Mulan is one of my favorite movies. I have never thought about the meaning. The characters are very good. The songs are very good. All these things are good. I'm not like, well, society's expectations and how to grow past that, and even the most unexpected. A girl worth fighting for was actually the young girls who is being inspired by Mulan. Never. And that's fine that I don't think about that, but I can still tell you why Mulan is a good movie without going into that, as somebody who could go directly into that without going into the characters or the songs or whatever.
Even something like Make a Man Out of You, sorry to interrupt. Even something like Make a Man Out
Leah
of You.
Luster says, I guess that means all of Japanese animation isn't significant.
Yeah,
100% board wipe.
Even something like Make a Man Out of You has visual storytelling of everybody kind of failing at the task that the guy set out for them, and then Mulan reaches the top, and then all of a sudden everybody starts rallying and getting better at their things. And that has some form of meaning to it, but I'm not gonna go, oh, the theme of this part is about blah 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 blah. I'm just gonna explain it, analyze it. Yes.
But it's fine to interpret it with the theme stuff, but don't go, this is the only thing that causes it to have meaning, because it's just 100% false. Because if you're going into something just going, what is the meaning? You're not watching it for what it is. You're missing things. What if a line was written badly, but it's still tied into the theme? What if it's not naturalistic, but it's still tied into the theme? How much the theme...
Or what if it's acted badly?
How much do those things weigh against a theme? If it's a 10 theme and a 3 everything else, is it good writing? It's not just this one thing.
See you later, Aries. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday.
How many of these?
Went bankrupt and then went, I'm out. Why not give people a little bit of the scam and drop some bucks on them?
Except that you still have to execute it well. Messages by themselves, you could still technically learn from. Let me tell you guys something. It's very important to stay true to yourself, because trying to be someone you're not to please others, that's going to lead you to be worse off. This is, of course, the
Racketeer
message.
says, the problem with this guy is that he's trying to measure stories.
Yeah, and he hasn't engaged with enough of them. Because if he's just denigrating all of Invincible based upon a couple lines, he's not...
Sad.
How sad. He's not really going into it.
Message of Shark Tale. You see, the value in storytelling isn't that it means something. It's the ability it has to convey that meaning, to put it into perspective. You still need to be able to immerse yourself in the story, because when the messages are too...
Hey, immerse yourself into the story. Not the audience, not everybody, yourself. So anybody can immerse themselves into any story if they enjoy it enough. Period. So stop denigrating all these other things you find to be the poo-poo bad stuff, because you can't.
Too on the nose, it makes it all feel artificial. Don't think that
anime is on the nose, and this old guy is correct in everything that he's saying.
Everything we've discussed so far isn't any way different now. My advice would be to maybe come up with a solid theme before you commit to a story, but also...
Crazy ball!
How about you come up with a plot first?
Characters first, world first. Why theme first? Because you're just writing backwards at that point. I got a story about a character that I would want them to learn that. What do you mean?
Stephen King has said that he does not really think about themes when he's writing the story. He writes out the story, sees how it goes, finishes it, goes back when he's editing, rereads stuff, and goes, okay, this could be the theme. So he'll rewrite sentences to tie closer into the theme that he's naturally presented in the story he's writing, as opposed to going, this theme is about family, and then writing a story of any story that's gonna be based around family.
But then this dude goes,
I'll never forgive that.
What is that?
I think it was Debt that gave me that one.
But then this dude just went whiplash. People say this about this, but they're wrong. It's about this. So what if they had one of those themes that people were wrong about, and you're just interpreting a different theme
based on the story you just watched?
So they're writing for this theme, but you're just going, no, people are wrong for interpreting the theme as what they intended. It's actually this theme.
That's part of why themes are just like, who gives a shit? Because they're so interpretable. Why don't I have What Does It Mean, Batman? Why don't I? Because
you're a darn fool.
Because I'm going to tell you, the second this stream goes off, I'm not going to remember until the next stream starts up.
And they go, why did I do that? Like,
Devilov says, the issue with these types is they think theme is so important when it's just the main through line for what you are writing.
And I hate that type of thinking because it's pure and simple book learning of just this is the way that it's supposed to be done when themes are so interpretable that you can't be like, this is the way that it needs to be done. Unless you, as people are walking into a movie, give them a card that goes, theme is this, and then you watch it going, ah yes, theme is this. Otherwise, 100 people can walk out of there.
This is the theme. This was my opinion the whole
time. But 100 people can walk in, and then 100 people can walk out with different interpretations of the themes.
There was something that I said I wanted to do like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I told people to remind me after the stream, and they did not, and now I do not remember what that thing was.
Start writing it down.
I gotta start setting up alarms for them like you.
Not a good idea. Not like me.
Not exactly like you. It's gonna be Batman. What is it gonna be? It's gonna be Dead Parrot Song.
Nope. Too good.
Too good. Sorry. Bruce and Margaret.
That'd probably be it. It'd probably be something like what means stream.
The S would be a $.
No, it wouldn't.
There'd be no vowels.
My alarm does have a lack of space. So I got to truncate something.
With great character writing. The truth is that meaning in art is very subjective to the individual. We all have our own experiences and we are all impacted in different ways. Something completely arbitrary could be held in high regard by someone. Once an artist makes something to be experienced, in a way, it's no longer theirs. Because the experience that an individual has with it will belong to that individual. But again, being purposeful is what defines greatness.
What purpose do you derive from this? Whatever meaning you had with this scene, what purpose do you think they were trying to do, and do you think they accomplished that? And what happens if the director or the writer comes out and goes, no?
What if you
cool Celeste spoilers?
What if you present the theme purposefully and in a great way, but people don't understand it, or people go to another theme? Then did you not do a good enough job if people couldn't understand it? If you have to rewatch it a couple times.
This leads us into yet another common misconception about writing, in that characters are going to be more characterized the more screen time they have. On paper, this kind of makes sense, but it's always primarily about quality, and after a certain...
It is a case-by-case basis.
Yes.
Because you can...
Hi, Zaldonix says, hey, the funny thing about classes is that most successful people said that classes help little or nothing.
Yeah, that's the funny part. So many college dropouts just like, that ain't help.
But Lucci... in front of one of the
spoilers.
In front of one of the Gorosei, just went, hey, my friend is down there. Can you save him? Up until this point, why do we have no indication that Lucci cares about any of them, other than like the cover pages, But he just in front of this unknowable thing that is just like, oh. The feeling that you get, because you can sense the hockey in the presence and all that. It's just like, this monk knows my name. This is unfathomable amounts of energy, and he wants information. I'm gonna give him the information, and then I'm gonna request something. He still went through that, and that says a lot about Lucci in that little amount of time. So it's all case by case basis. I would never say that a good amount of time would do this. I would never argue the opposite. It's just like case by case. Show me what it is and what they do.
Point, quantity really doesn't mean anything. You have all these 900 season animes and RPGs. I even remember a discussion of Arthur versus Kratos, who's better. And the popular view is God of War has always been deep and good story.
Difficult, Sergeant.
A simple child will not trouble me, Athena.
I hope you are right, Ghost of Sparta.
Shut up, bro. I guess when you look at the newer...
Cool.
What was the problem, buddy?
It was a problem. That's what the problem was.
About it, then, yes, I am all caught up in Don to Don. He has not read.
I am not engaged in Don to Don at all. Yet being the operative word there.
Oh, shoot. We need to start doing our Harry Potter stuff.
We do.
Dang. Guess he's not reading it for a couple months, y'all.
For games, it's an argument, but straight up saying Kratos has more screen time is stupid. The truth is that
Who said this?
Yes.
Where's the argument?
The
Corey,
argument,
you're wrong.
The argument could be that Kratos has more screen time and therefore we have more opportunities to get to know him.
Yes.
That could be what the argument is. But if you're just distilling it down to Kratos has more screen time, therefore he's better, then absolutely you're wrong. But you're not offering any sort of nuance with the arguments that you're presenting. You're just presenting these one-sentence arguments and then going, they are wrong, and then you showcase in The Departed or something.
Oh, what happened to all y'all Corey sweet mubs?
Don't actually need that much time to effectively write a great character, especially when it comes to whatever purpose they have in their story. A lot of people look at TV shows like, oh my god, this is like infinite movie. But in reality, because TV shows are so extended, there's a noticeable drop in quality. For example,
yes, TV shows across the board drop in quality when they get long. Yes.
You picked a late scene in Breaking Bad to showcase a great moment of acting and writing.
That's nuance, and that's not nuance.
the filmmaking. Put yourself in the shoes of a showrunner. Of course, you're not going to be at a creative max when you have 8 hours of footage to capture. Like, even
no, you could be, because you know these characters. You know what they would do in this situation. You could put
Dutch
them in,
says, why is showing Daredevil season 3 that shit is peak?
Because he's just showing things and just moving on. He just showed Kaku.
You could give so much more time to these characters. You can give so much more time to the world, all this other stuff. I love From. From is a fantastic TV show, and the last season was pretty good. I still think the season before was the best, but like, it means nothing. Oh yeah, I remember the mad about new Kratos. It is what it is.
The best TV shows, Breaking Bad. I remember there's this moment where Jesse takes... Put yourself in the shoes of a showrunner. Of course, you're not going to be at a creative max when you have 8 hours of footage to capture. Like, even with one of the best TV shows, Breaking Bad. I remember there's this moment where Jesse takes heroin and he starts ascending, right? All I could think about when looking at this shot was Trainspotting, where I know it's not a one-to-one comparison, but this scene where he overdoses is not only a lot more creative, but much more purposeful. And that's what I think films have.
You think that scene is just better, but it gets the point across, and it's still a good scene. Mm-hmm. A better scene does not mean this scene is bad.
Crazy. This is better. Okay. And he goes that the author won't be on the creative max, the writer. They won't be at a creative max. I'm so sorry. They won't be at a creative max 8 hours in. What you have this character who's stuck up and they go throughout their life. 8 hours in, they meet a character who's not stuck up, who's more loose, and then you have them interacting, and that's a whole new dynamic that you can put that into, and that freshens it up. So they could do that. You could put it's just
television. Not only a greater focus on creativity and quality, but a film is going to be more purposeful. The way TV
a film 100% of the time is going to be more purposeful.
It's more condensed, so they have to pack as much as they can in the limited amount of space that they have. That's basically all you're saying. Film good, TV bad. Film good, TV bad, anime bad.
Except for the TV show that good.
Anime bad, cartoon bad.
Games bad, except for the games that are good.
And except the cartoons that are good.
Animation bad, except for the animation that's good.
And I'm just going to say they're good.
But Breaking Bad. Breaking not good. Breaking bad.
Hey, the first season of Fargo is some of the best you will ever watch.
Written after a while is almost like a biography of the main characters where we end up getting updates on them. Which I'm not saying there's no purpose, but you can tell that sometimes they show up on set, grab a camera and say, all right, fuck it, let's go. The point...
They have never, unless you're talking about a type of improv TV show like The League. The League was improvisational, so they'll give them the rough overview of what they're saying. They'll give them some lines, then they'll go, all right, we're gonna also let you guys play off each other, write your own lines, talk over each other, whatever, make your own jokes. That type of thing. That where you can say, hey, sometimes they showed up, it was just like, all right, say some we're gonna capture it, blah, blah, blah. But Breaking Bad, no! Better Call Saul, no!
It's long, so the characterization is worse than a movie.
is that characterization is like an illusion that something is real. So seeing every waking moment of a character is not going to make them inherently better. In fact,
Okay, but that is also an extreme example. You don't need to see a character getting up and brushing their teeth if it doesn't inform the character, the story, what the theme, the world, whatever.
Because Hope is not Crash says. Thing I like is good because it's big smart because I am big smart, and the thing I don't like is bad because I don't like baby shit, so it must be baby shit.
Yeah, because cartoons are just babies. But a character brushing their teeth, that means nothing. If it's just them brushing their teeth. But if they reach for toothpaste and they don't have any, you go, okay, are they poor? Are they lazy because they didn't get any? Did somebody use it up?
Are they forgetful?
There's a lot of things that can go for that. But if they're just brushing their teeth and it means nothing, or it could just be brushing their teeth just to show the mundanity of their life. If you show that and then them driving to work and then coming home and then do it over and over and over again, we go, okay, very mundane life. But absolutely we don't need to see everything. Who's arguing that we need to see everything?
Botterman, we're very close to efficiency with this point. With movies are better because TV shows less efficient
because they're longer and therefore they belabor the point too much. ... or something or whatever.
He's actually long man bad.
Probably worse because there almost certainly won't be a consistent level of quality. Character writing in the
there's not a consistent level of quality in movies.
If we see everything of a character, what guarantee that we wouldn't get consistency? If a character, because you've already said that an actor must understand the character. So if we see everything and they understand the character, then we know what's up. We know that somebody like Dennis is more worried about his hygiene than somebody like a Charlie. So Charlie wouldn't be brushing his teeth and combing his hair, but a Dennis would. If we saw Charlie doing that, we'd be like, wait, something's wrong here. Does this play into the story, or is this just
going on a date?
Is he trying to impress a woman? Is this just some newfangled thing that Mac gave him? What's going on here?
Wait, what about BoJack Horseman? I don't think he's ever seen BoJack Horseman.
The sea salt ice cream does have very deep meaning.
Meaning are the two things I wanted to emphasize in this video. But just to round it out, we'll go over plot writing. Pacing. Do not linger on single ideas for too long. Make sure the meaning is...
What's too long?
What's single ideas?
Can a scene not have multiple ideas and linger long on it? Again, what's too long? A minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes? What is too long? You can't just stay too long and not... We don't know what that means. It's a case-by-case basis. So you writing it, you might be like, okay, this is not going too long. But somebody reading it or watching it might be like, this is going too long. So don't say don't do this without having examples about what is too long.
Hey,
efficiency time, baby. We never left.
Birdman was a single take movie.
And it was efficient?
I don't know what he means by linger on an idea too long.
A catalyst in 2 minutes, efficient.
All right, let's go back to it.
He assumes his audience knows what that means. He's been doing that this whole video.
Plot writing. Pacing. Do not linger on single ideas for too long. Make sure the meaning isn't repetitive and there's always a sense of progression. Almost instantly, One Punch Man comes to mind. It's the same shit. Oh.
Yes, and he talks about the mundanity and how much he hates it.
That's kind of the theme.
It's literally the point of his character.
Now, you can say that you don't like that because that's what my argument is, but I haven't seen enough to be like, this is all that it is. And I've seen enough to be like, I'm not digging this. But I wouldn't be like, I like One Punch Man. Oh, you shouldn't because it's the same thing. I'm like, nah, I just didn't dig it.
Over and over. And the scene that I always remember is that stupid ass Geno's backstory where it's obviously trying to make fun of anime monologues, but at the same time it's like endless trash. The shots are slightly panning over actual pictures, and it's like on some level it actually is a monologue. Like,
this has nothing to do with pacing. It has a problem to do with what is it? Shot for something. Where
composition?
No. I remember Red Leader Meteor talking about it.
I like King's Game and y'all should watch it.
All right.
You're just lying.
Maybe Shot for Business or something like that, where it's a single shot, but a character is doing something, so it doesn't seem as mundane and just still framed as it should be. That's your issue with this. Even with this monologue, it could have been a bunch of different images, not a bunch of different footage. It has nothing to do with it. The issue isn't this. Read the manga at that point then. The issue isn't that, oh, we get some still shots outside, it's just a monologue, blah, blah, blah. You just hate the composition of, hey, here's a building for like 20 seconds while they talk. Hey, here's them slowly panning the camera to the left while they talk.
But then he has a problem when it gets actiony.
Daisuke.
Yeah, boy.
Even though it cuts to One Punch Man every 30 seconds having a seizure or some shit, it is so boring and overstays its welcome by fucking years. And that's
Okay, wait, isn't that seems like that was the point of it? He's just rambling on and on.
Yeah, and he got mad about it.
And he gets bored. That seems like that was the point of the shot. So you're seeing a bunch of
purpose.
The purpose. You're seeing a bunch of mundane, boring things, and you share the mindset of this dude is just yapping.
common thing with animes where notable characterization is simply repeated so many times. Just do not study animes, please. Then we have tone, starting with tension. Guys, if you're trying to make the audience fearful for a crying child and mother, don't have your main character come in and whack the villain with the Fortnite sniper rifle.
Why not?
Gaming Virench says, Nigga did not understand subtext of that Xenos scene.
No.
Yeah, no. I feel like I understood it based purely off of what I saw. Sped up, no dialogue, based on Saitama's reaction. But what's the problem with him coming in?
The tension's there, everything's there, and then it's relieved when the hero arrives.
And they're still in danger because Mark cannot go all out on this dude, and there's still a liability.
Don't have your main character come in and whack the villain with the Fortnite sniper rifle. Like seriously, it's actually insane how tone deaf Invincible is. Because it's literally just trying to follow tropes. Like why? You see it going for it and it's just like...
Hey, what's the problem with tropes?
He doesn't understand anything. He does not understand tone too. He doesn't understand anything.
Bruh, like here, they really tried pulling a Ninjago Season 5 Moro versus Lloyd. Except there, it's better because one, it's...
I have never seen Ninjago, at least you're explaining it.
Have the writers seen that? Or are they just doing a dimension time hopping thing?
It's not trying to convince you that it's super hardcore, but also the characters are actually locked in the entire time. Whereas Invincible, they're trying to have Mark have a funny conversation with Spider-Man while his mom is getting fucking tortured in the background. Basically, guys, the key to writing tone is to have the characters in character and have the humor or whatever external emotion be a product of them acting natural. You obviously saw what...
Isn't that what Mark was doing?
Isn't it in his character to act like that?
Yes. This was bad because it was not in many characters' character to act the way they were acting.
Happened with Thor 4, Age of Ultron.
But here's the thing. So many of the things you're noting, and I need you to give specific examples for Age of Ultron. So many of things you're explaining are amongst the worst of the worst. You're not just going, hey, here's an example of a bad thing that not a lot of people talk about or not a lot of people know. It's just a bad thing that's happening. You're going, hey, here's some zero things. Do you understand? Where's your subtlety and examples?
Spider-Man 2 movie probably wasn't intentional, but Toby screaming was the goofiest shit ever. But Lighthouse, you know...
Why was it goofy?
And Lighthouse again. In the case of Ninjago, time passes the same in all dimensions. In the case of Invincible, time and dimensions passes differently.
It's almost like there's nuance in these things.
Panda 1, Halo 2, God of War do a good job of this. Just don't be fucking blind. If it's a
they do a good job. Thank you for saying they do a good job.
Kung Fu Panda 1, Halo 2, God of War do a good job of this. Just don't be fucking blind. If it's a sad scene, don't have a character fart, okay? Just don't. Consistent.
But that can be the purpose of the scene. A disgusting character that does not care about what's going on farts.
When Jinbei was telling his story about Arlong and Nami's and all that stuff, Luffy fell asleep because that is within his character. Lighthouse mentioned 3 times. Boy, bro's only seen 3 movies. He sure does explain his points 100%.
You think about
that dude looks like John Rambo.
He really does look like Rambo. That's crazy.
That scene, don't have a character fart, okay? Just don't. Consistency, I'm not even going to say anything about this other than if you mess it up, it makes everything feel artificial. So don't. Creativity and symbolism, while it really isn't that...
Creativity and symbolism.
Consistency, not explaining what it is, why it's bad to
Just
break it.
don't mess
Just
it up.
Don't do it.
If you mess it up, it makes everything feel artificial. So don't.
What was the purpose of that guy?
I don't know. Maybe he was supposed to win and he didn't.
Say anything about this other than if you mess it up, it makes everything feel artificial. So don't. Creativity and symbolism. While it really isn't that in tune with the skills and efforts of writing, go for it. Memento, a movie that goes backwards with a character with short-term memory loss. That shit's unique and cool. I guess I'll...
That's basically in 50 First Dates.
Nah, not really. It doesn't go backwards. Memento goes, it literally goes backwards.
Oh, okay. So, like time stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool.
Creativity and symbolism. Thanks, I'm gonna write the greatest story. Do it or don't. Why'd you make this house out of bricks? Just following the tropes.
But isn't that just another Groundhog Day, just told differently?
I wouldn't know. I haven't seen the movie.
I might see Memento.
I'll say just don't rely on it. You still have to write well. So we were already kind of pushing it with actual writing, but now we're out, but I still want to mention a few things. Exaggeration can be very direct and honestly charming. It's kind of a theatrical method of storytelling, and there's nothing wrong with that. Even in more naturalistic works, like when Huey and Starlight ended up on the same bench. I like that, and sometimes it's better than being super obsessed with consistency, like, oh my god, I have to come up with the super realistic way of doing this.
But you said you be consistent.
Realism doesn't matter because this isn't realistic, but it's good. Consistency doesn't really matter as long as the scene is good. But consistency and realism and naturalism make the scene good.
He said, be consistent.
Never forget I wanted to gong, y'all.
He said it.
My eye twitched for a second when I heard the word symbolism. Unique. This guy does not have a theme.
Talked about this, but there has to be purpose in your story, so don't spend too much time setting things up. Filmmaking and music are
don't
Catalyst, man.
Leah Lester said,
literally Catalyst.
"What is he talking about? He keeps contradicting himself. Please go to T23.
No, y'all don't deserve him.
Yeah, those E's killed it today.
But there has to be purpose in
Don't
your story.
spend too much time. Again, what is too much time?
If a story is 8 episodes in 40 minutes, so we're talking 320 minutes. 320 minutes broken down. That's roughly about over 5 hours. If a series is over 5 hours of storytelling, if the setup is within the first 25 minutes of an episode, is that too long? If it's the first episode, is that too long? If it's the first episode and a half, is that too long? I don't know.
I don't know. And I would never say that it is or it isn't.
Hey, tighten up this in script. It really is crazy. We've gotten about an hour of bro just yapping.
Don't spend too much time setting things up. Filmmaking and music are two very important elements, and they can convey information on their own, but at this point I'm pushing it.
How many times is he talking about these live action cartoons, video games? He so infrequently mentions books, manga, comics.
How is music writing?
Hey. What is good art? Maybe he should have made this. Because it all goes into
what
art.
Makes good art.
Are very important though. I think the last thing I'd say is to make use of your medium, because they all have their unique qualities that make them special.
But you hate video games because they can't do what movies do.
Yeah, you said that. There's something about the human face. You said that.
I do believe that different stories are better.
Japanese to the max.
In different mediums. Literature. The purest form.
Okay, never mind.
There are no other factors at play, just words. Now, before I start talking, I'm not going to pretend like I'm Malcolm X, okay? I could name 10 books.
What's that got to do with anything?
Malcolm X was a very prolific reader. He read at least one book a day for all of his life. Even when he was shot and on the gurney, he was reading.
Cool.
Just words. Now, before I start talking, I'm not going to pretend like I'm Malcolm X, okay?
I didn't care.
I could name 10 books, though. There's just like a small chance that maybe towards then I start pulling out Dairy of a Wimpy Kids. But still, no, but seriously, in the past 2 years, I've probably read like 7 books. So
he doesn't read, John.
Bruh. in the past 3 months, I've at least listened to at least 15 books.
Make good use of your media, like books, which I don't read.
He don't read!
Oh boy. Jesus, y'all, some whiny bastards. Any example? The whole video, the moment you started reacting to the end. Cool, thanks. Good comment. Anything else, or you've gotten that out?
It's not looking too good, but I've read some pretty good stuff. You might be thinking, well, how does interpretation work if it's just words? Well, there are things that an author can imply, but when it comes to most things, including the characterization, it's important to be descriptive. In the book Howard's End, classic book, some of you might have read it.
Who would say, how do you interpret
Hi,
just
Zaldana
words?
says, you should be banned from giving advice.
Beans for breakfast? What?
Beans for breakfast.
You gotta change that name, fam.
Beans for breakfast is alt. The alt is crazy.
There's this part where Margaret, the main character, had recently married an older man named Mr. Wilcox. Now, Mr. Wilcox has to view that women are not capable of coming up with
hallucinations.
Solutions to complex
Oh my
problems.
god!
So Margaret
That
is
is
kind of
so
letting
cap.
her tongue go before Mr. Wilcox shuts her down, and Margaret complies. Now, the book explicitly states that the reason she did this was because she was more interested in taking in the relationship with an open mind and not so much in challenging him at that point. She knew exactly why he did that, but understood his nature and didn't want to start anything. Now, if it was a visual medium, it would be up to the actor playing Margaret to imply that information.
He didn't even express the purpose of the thing he was saying, just the differences of the media itself.
Yet, he might go into that later. But it's also up to the director, the person who's editing, the person who's lighting, because shadows can convey a lot when it's on somebody's face. So it's more than just the actor.
Also, the writing beforehand to make it clear what type of person she was and how she would respond in that situation. A book, in a way, is the opposite. It explicitly tells you what happens in a character's mind, and it's up to you to play the story in your own head. Now, of course,
because it could also be written in the third person. Harry Potter, you don't get exactly what's in his mind all the time. It would be like Harry's angry and Harry feels left out, but it's not like Harry is contemplating this stuff.
It's even further when in the third person, the character that we're on the viewpoint of has to express what a person they're seeing is feeling. Their face fell for a moment, so they assume they're sad or crestfallen or what have you. I can't stand these types of pretentious analysis that they feel like are the masters of judging stories just because they know a few fancy terms, when I doubt any of them have written a book or a story.
And that's what this dude feels like. I've watched, I've gone into a class. I know
Leo
how to
says,
interpret themes.
His writing professor failed this man genetically.
Genetically. But yeah, I know how to analyze themes. I know what they are. I know what good is. I know what bad is. I can explain why they're good or bad. Lighthouse uses lights and it's nuanced. Okay.
Yeah, and again, the issue is he's not even really explaining his points. He's just giving examples based on what he believes his points tell.
Literally the worst kind of critic. This is correct, but also these people, these people are wrong about the themes. Is this, but I like this person's interpretation of the theme more. It's such a crazy 30 seconds.
Probably the worst 30 seconds of the entire video.
The capital themes.
Some books imply a lot more, but the point is that a book is supposed to be descriptive. But still, the principles still apply. I've read some shitty books and some better books. Howard's End, I think, is an actual quality story with a lot to say. And there's still a lot to think about when it comes to the purpose of the story. Musicals are a very...
Bro, he does not read. He did not really absorb the information he was given. He cannot analyze that scene. He just spoke on why he enjoyed it.
It was probably somebody else's thoughts. He just looked at an article.
Man said I couldn't name 7 books. I could name 3 books in the style of World War Z. Like Defunct Land.
Do you think he's going to mention Cats 1998 or Cats 2000? Do you think he's going to mention either of those?
Interesting form of storytelling. Most of my experience with these are Disney movies, and it's
okay.
very
Pause.
rare that
You stink. You literally have no rights to talk about this if your only experience with these are this type of media. There's plays. There's the film version of the plays, because that's what Cats 1998 was. It was a very prevalent version of the Cats that they filmed and they released it. It's very, very good. I prefer
Jay says, "Man, ChatGPT'd an opinion."
There's also Sweeney Todd. There's a couple of different interpretations of that, how you would play those.
Joker, Foila Do.
Some people play Sweeney a little more angry. Some people play him a little more subdued, yelling and things like that. So there's different ways to do that. But this dude is just going, he's talking about musicals when his only experience really is Disney stuff. So he's only talking about Disney musicals.
Could you recommend some books? Give me some genres you enjoy or some other literary works you've enjoyed. Book, manga, comic, whatever you like.
Start with Harry Potter. They're all good.
No.
No flaws.
They're terrible books.
You all go bad, boy. I swear it.
I have re-listened to that.
It's so good. South Park, Bigger, Longer, Uncut, Best Musical. It's a very good musical.
It's shockingly so, actually.
Excited when the characters start singing. Probably one of the worst musicals I've seen.
Go back.
Form of storytelling. Most of my experience with these are Disney movies, and it's very rare that I'm excited when the characters.
Literally yourself.
Yeah,
you have no right to talk about these things.
If you need American comics, I can give you that. If you need actual books, I can give you that. I just need some things you've read or watched or anything you like. Do you enjoy horror? What within horror do you like? Give me specific movies or something, or give me a genre of horror like body horror, stuff like that.
Because you need to watch stuff like Cats or Sweeney Todd, where it's just, or Hamilton, where it's song, maybe 5-6 lines of exposition and then right into another song. This is song, 15 minutes, another song. It's just the songs are inserted.
Yes.
As opposed to the purpose of this media is for the music. Cats outside the play, outside of the music, is almost nothing.
Yeah, no, it's terrible.
You
play. Okay.
The play, yes. You need to watch
action, adventure, comedy, not superhero. Okay, I can give you some.
So you need to talk about those things. Sweeney Todd, there's just music, so few. If you look at the number of actual spoken words, it's probably sub 300. Little Shop of Horrors, that's great.
Oh, Little Shop of Horrors is godly.
But this dude is just speaking on Disney musicals, and you have no right to talk about musicals as a whole if you're just going, I'm not excited once they start singing. Well, you're not watching musicals. You're watching Disney movie musicals, not actual music. For the Hamilton soundtrack is like 80 songs deep.
I said Defunct Land. I meant Fantastic Land when I was talking about
Defunct Land. Is that a YouTube channel?
It's a book and such too. But
Mulan has like 4 songs. This is a movie with music in it, as opposed to Cats, which has 16, 17 songs in the airtime of its 2 hours.
So here's some for you. Clive Barker's Mr. Be Gone. Ghost of Gotham by Craig Schaefer.
Oh, Craig.
Why would you do that?
I didn't.
Firestarter by Stephen King is actually pretty good. Let me see. Oh my God! No way you're talking to him out there in the middle of the street!
You keep talking! I don't know why I opened it.
Darkfall by Dane Koontz and what is it? The Dark Tower, Stephen King, that's good. I'm just going through the books I've read that I enjoyed reading. Invasive by Chuck Wendig. The Waiting Room by Emily Bleeker. If you like detective stuff, I recommend the Byrne and Bolzano series from Richard Montanari. Very, very good series of books. Ink and Bone by Lindsay Unger. And I think that should be enough for now. Yeah, our family sucks. They suck. What did he even want?
What are you talking about? Donuts.
Donuts?
Yes, donuts.
What's donut, Eric? What about donuts?
Okay, there's a place called Donutville, USA in Dearborn, Michigan, and
right by this Walmart.
And they won best donuts in Michigan for the past 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019. Stopped COVID. And then they haven't won best donuts again in a minute.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
and I've driven past them like 3 times. Like I'm gonna keep going to there, and I've never asked.
Velocity by Dane Coos is one of my favorite books of all time.
And I'm like, I gotta go there. And so I was in Dearborn today. We stopped. Apparently, right before we came in, somebody came in and said, "Give me every donut."
I would like everything, please.
Isn't that like the time you went to Taco Bell and they were just like, and you had to wait for an hour and a half because somebody ordered 100 tacos?
Yeah, so we went in there and they was like, "I'm sorry, we only got like glaze and so and so," and they had basic donuts. So I was like, "All right, let's get a pack of 6." And we had their normal donut. Softest, pillowiest, best donut I ever had in my life. I'm not gonna cap.
Crazy.
And so it makes
me
me think, damn, what the hell happened to them?
Damn, what they do? It was like, it's go time. I'm off my diet and I'm Tasmanian Devil.
They looked wiped out. It's like, and there's like these crazy names, and there's like usually like a tray of them, like Dunkin', and it was empty. They were
you should have carried out just like, can I get a card or something for my inconvenience?
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I was just telling them.
Yeah.
We talked about going.
That's not even Chris, it's Eric. Y'all don't even know the brothers.
Yeah, we don't all sound alike. Chris Sweet.
Everybody knows we're in Detroit. Dearborn is not close to Detroit, but it's drivable.
I mean, it's like 2 miles from us.
Okay, Katakori.
Hey, you know, if you saw some winning best donut 5 years running, wouldn't you want to try them out?
Yeah, it's crazy they haven't won since though. Like
incorrect spelling. Get timed.
I've been getting into the Doom books recently. That's the next thing I'm gonna read. I've caught up on the A Song in Fire of Ice books.
Incorrect spelling. Get timed.
And I am in the 3 Body Problem books, and then the next thing I'm gonna do is probably gonna be the Doom series.
Yeah, finish this.
We're almost done.
Start singing. Probably one of the worst musicals I've seen is Encanto, where it's just like everything I don't want a musical to be, where they communicate an idea, but it's not enough. They have to then sing for another 3 minutes. It's actually obnoxious. It's really not a subtle way of writing at all, where the entire world...
Yes, they're singing.
Yeah. And wasn't that really just the Stronger song?
The Pressure.
Yeah. We don't talk about Bruno. Whatever.
No.
It kind of just becomes a music video, but there is charm sometimes. I enjoyed Nightmare Before Christmas, for example. Tick Tick Boom, though, I remember.
Why? But you're saying there's some charm sometimes, but all you've engaged with is Disney. This guy is watching the most basic things on all ends. He's not even watching like critically acclaimed things that a lot of people just don't know about.
What is good writing? I don't get excited when musicals.
Wrong spelling, get timed.
When they start singing, I don't get excited.
That's crazy in a musical.
But this has charm. So, what is good writing based upon what you said? Be exciting with the music? I was about to say, this is a Whiplash. I'm like, Whiplash isn't a musical.
Really enjoying, where it's pretty much just a recreation of the musical, but it's him narrating his story, and that's how the music is implemented. And I think that makes the actual music feel more personal and impactful.
Yes, you're not watching those types of things that do that. You're watching Disney and going musicals, though.
I'm an actual fan of musical theater. I watched Lion King one time. Being Alive, pretty good song, but it's even better when it's diegetic. This scene in Marriage Story feels so raw because it's not the song that matters. It's the fact that the character is singing the song and you
That's not a musical. That's a character singing something.
Wrong spelling. Get timed.
Meaning impacts him while he's singing it. Coco also did this, and the scenes were good, but you know, movie's mid. Inside.
Oh, maybe we shouldn't you know, finish this.
What's mid about the movie, sir?
Maybe we shouldn't have. Maybe we should have just gonged it and just moved on, because that says so much about his thoughts, and because it's not, the singing isn't, these are my emotions and I'm belaboring the point.
That's a tap.
Yeah. What's the mid here?
That's not, he said, I don't like these things about musicals. Coco doesn't do that, and then he goes, yeah, but the movie's mid.
Wow, musicals have people singing, that's crazy. It's almost like it's part of the genre.
That's so cap.
Movies mid refuses to elaborate.
Nothing take.
Popsy and calls Coco mid, refuses to elaborate, leaves.
Is a game that tells a story with no dialogue. And honestly, it's more like a painting to me. There's stuff to analyze, but I just didn't really care that much. There are silent films.
There's stuff to analyze, but I don't care. What is good writing? Well, there's things in here, but whatever.
What's that got to do with a musical?
I don't know!
Holy God!
He's just yapping to get to an hour at this point.
Abort!
Yeah, that's what they should have done 20 years ago. Rampant!
Rampant abortions!
I actually just remembered Robot Dreams, so yeah, we're out. So guys, with all that being said, let's try and apply this knowledge and take it further into specific areas. Again, good writing is whatever works for you, but not being able to identify the merits or even difference? You can't even see the nuance?
Invincible is in the D to F tier. Last of Us 2 is a little bit below Last of Us 1.
Civil War is hot. It's close to Memento.
Age of Ultron is a little bit better than Love and Thunder.
American History X is a C. It's basically around Civil War. It's basically Into the Spider-Verse. It's lower than Spider-Man 2. Moonlight is barely above it. Halo 4 is barely above it. Oppenheimer is a D? You've been praising Nightmare Before Christmas and it's a DC? This tier list is so disorganized, I can't tell what's going on.
And he hasn't talked enough about him to be like, okay, I understand why Starfield is in the F tier.
He's not even really using the tiers themselves. He's kind of just plopping things on the lines of the tiers because he feels like, oh, I can't just call something a solid
Pizza Shake
S.
says, good writing is something that can pacify my baby Googa brain.
Hey.
All giggling keys.
Is this everything he's consumed?
I think this is just everything he's talked about. He hasn't talked. Kung Fu Panda 1 is not on here, and he talked about that for sure. Mm-hmm. What is the purpose of this? He said Kung Fu Panda 1 was good writing, and it's not on here. What is literally the purpose of this? Mm. This is worthless.
Yeah, I don't know.
He barely talked about Kingdom Hearts, legitimately.
Yeah, I don't know.
Where do the other Kingdom Hearts fit into this? Because that's just Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a fraud check, bro. If me and you were to both...
Did you just use AI?
Good writing is whatever works for you, but not being able to identify the merits or even difference? You can't even see the nuance? That's a fraud check, bro.
Here's the thing. Someone talking about the merits and faults, if they can't do that, then they shouldn't say it's good writing. People are going to talk about the merits of it. They are going to talk about the faults of it, but they're not going to be very good at it. So, are they an authority on it, even if they're not very good at it, because they can express the merits and the faults of it?
Or do you just need to watch a video and understand your own thoughts now? You made this. I made this.
We made this.
If me and you were to both write stories, you would be like, okay, so
who is me and you? Well, clearly you is me.
Dumb guy voice.
Jay says, you regret not watching Hero of Z?
I tried. Never forget I tried.
But I also tried to not get triggered onto stream.
Yep.
So we both screwed up.
I'm gonna have a hero named Kyra. She's not gonna be a speedster. She's gonna fight the Bra. You probably can't even imagine a story without a superhero in it. Let's start with Kung Fu Panda 1 versus 2. We already talked about the...
You don't read books.
Dumb guy voice and then superhero.
Hey, Priscilla, was I wrong when I said you is me? Who is this one?
Peanut.
What's this?
It's a boba drink.
I've never had boba.
Boba's very good. Well, some of them. I don't like the...
I think it has sugar, so I can't.
It does.
It's a blue sky. Blue Hawaiian. Blue Hawaiian.
Coconut?
No. Get a boba. Make sure you get a boba.
Well, that's very good. I need a boba.
It smells good.
That's very, very good. My only problem with bobas is that they're like $6.
Yeah, that's this one is good.
Yeah, it's very, very
It's
good.
basically the Starbucks of like. There's no peanut sweet. It's basically the Starbucks.
Peanut sweet.
It's basically the Starbucks of that type of thing.
I hate that you spelled his name right.
Hey, shout out to him. No, Excel. Let them stream. Never get out.
Yeah, get out.
Didn't you interrupt us for donuts?
Oh, he went to Donut Billy.
We just told the story.
Tell the story.
Which one did y'all have? They didn't. It's still downstairs. Oh,
I'm on keto.
Loser. Shout out to the chat.
Maybe I'll have a little.
Yeah, you want to try this? If you want. No, that's all right. Come on.
That's a hard sugar. I can't do both. I gotta choose.
What do you mean? Choose right.
Unbelievable.
They're gone.
The humor, but man, to say that these movies have similar writing is just the biggest slap in the face to the first one. Because the second one, for one, has the laziest message setup where Shifu's just like, yo, Po, inner peace. Anything is possible with inner peace. And then later, this same setup where Shifu comes out with the fucking message of the day was used 2 more times in 3 and 4. Like, what are we doing? The movie has such shallow character writing like Tigress. The writers looked at her and thought, oh wow, she's tough. But guess what, guys? She may be hard, but she actually does have feelings and cares. Like, really? This is a mature movie? All the other side characters are just...
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
Fair. His Kung Fu Panda 2 review is awful.
With criticism such as, oh, she's hard, but she's also soft. That okay?
Should we
People
skip
can
past
be both.
Because I have never seen both of those.
It's coming to the end.
Joke machines. Whereas in the first movie, again, they weren't the focus, but they actually had wrinkles to their character and how they responded to Poe the fat guy being chosen. The movie is also way less purposeful than the first. Again, Poe's...
Well, if the fat guy was chosen for the first one and then he overcame whatever issue, and then in the second one, that problem won't be presented anymore because they've already seen he can do the thing. So now there has to be different things.
Yes. The second one.
I have never seen a single Kung Fu Panda movie.
The second movie is not as purposeful as the first one.
How could it be?
Nothing could ever be.
Spends the entire movie trying to remember his trauma, and once he does, bro overcomes it in like 10 seconds. Instead of centering the movie around the message, it doesn't. And the plot is kind of just a raid where the only motivation is stopping the bad guys. Listen, you're allowed to love this shit, but there's differences in writing that you have to be able to identify. Red Dead 1. There are quotable lines, but a lot of the moment-to-moment dialogue is less natural due to it being more plot-driven. There really isn't a lot of focus on...
Can you show some examples and compare and contrast?
Can it not be both purposeful and plot-driven and natural?
Please
Can it not be all of these things?
Ideals or personality. Because of this side...
What?
But being more plot-driven. There really isn't a lot of focus on ideals or personality.
What?
Because of this, side characters are really shallow, especially when compared to the second game. And that includes Bill and Javier.
What do you mean
Also,
shallow?
purely focused on nuance, you'll notice how John is more verbose and quick-witted in this game, compared to his more brutish portrayal in the second game. Halo 2
But that... wouldn't the second game be worse because it's breaking consistency of his quick-wittedness?
It's a story being told. Why is it plot driven?
This is Halo 3. Do I actually have to say anything? It's funny because this isn't even unanimous to a lot of Halo fans, but Jesus. Halo 3 is actual GoofCon City. Truth's character is absolutely massacred. Gravemind is now just plain evil and corny. Miranda is now...
This is bad. This is corny. This character doesn't do this thing.
As a man that has never played a Halo for more than 15 minutes, I don't know what you're talking about.
Shallow, and Barbator is now a stagnant background character who sounds like a broken record. Halo 5, trash, obviously. Ruined my life, but it's not the worst shit ever. The dialogue is super exposition based, and the writers do this weird thing where the characters talk in this goofy duck goose ass way.
This place is incredible.
Just me that creeps.
Bio readings are unlike anything.
Hi Zaldonix says. The message of Kung Fu Panda is that the past and the scars from the past do not define you. This man has not seen the movie.
No, they're not. That's not what the
Yeah,
message
you're wrong.
is.
I like his interpretation more, whatever it may be.
He's just rapid firing me.
Just me that creeps.
Bio readings are unlike anything we've previously recorded.
But the voice acting is actually good.
Bad. Hey, that's just bad.
Tell me the truth. How many people died when you called the Guardians here?
Excuse me?
You know, don't you? The exact body count.
Halo Combat Evolved versus Halo the Flood. Both the game and the book go over the same story, but Chief in the book is...
So you can read the Halo book, and Diary of a Wimpy Kid, but all these other books, I could maybe name 10.
There's not that many books in the world when you think about it.
Why is the voice acting any better or worse than what he has shown? Don't they do this in Halo Reach, the game he praises? Master Chief's voice is still so stilted. You read RSG? These types of YouTubers are useless. The only way they know how to what stories are good or not is to just experience as much art as possible and deciding for yourself. No, you go to a class and then they tell you what makes something good, and then you go, well, that's what makes things good.
And also, all of anime is bad because I decided it is.
Way too sarcastic and uncharacteristically quippy, when Chief to this point is supposed to be more of a shell of a person. That's the only reason Halo 4 works like it does. You know, this is the goofiest one so far, but Sheldon
Racketeer
versus
says,
Sheldon.
I need this man to stay away from Berserk.
He needs to
He
stay
doesn't
away
like
from
anime, so he's gonna stay away
Yeah,
from
he's
it.
done.
Only the goats will notice that these are two distinctly different types of nerds. Young Sheldon is a goddamn robot, and adult Sheldon...
Of course you're a Big Bang Theory fan. Of the very course.
And is way more prone to emotional outbursts. He also has more personality. Also, don't ever ask me if I've watched these shows. Thank you. But anyway, guys, let's go over some acclaimed...
So that means that either he did and he's ashamed of it, or he didn't and he's just yapping. But can you not change from a young person to an adult? Can you not experience more things and then become a different person? Can people not change you as you grow? Can the world not change you as you grow? Can something not happen at a certain point and just go, okay, now I am going to go into this type of personality? Not necessarily go into this type of personality, but I'm more comfortable around these people, so I'm going to showcase more of this type of personality.
No.
Oh, not realistic.
He read the wiki, y'all.
Internet stories and some actual good stories. Zaddy check. Dune. Guys, is this good writing? Fuck no. These two movies are some of the most boring movies I've ever watched because there is no character writing. Every line of dialogue is so generic and self-serious. I see all these people talking about the...
No character writing and generic.
And self-serious.
Whatever all three of those things mean. This character is exactly the same as this character, as exactly the same as this character.
He already said Berserk is bad writing without explaining why.
Sure. Because it's anime.
And it's like, what is this corny ass, wannabe ass movie doing in the Reddit top 10?
Corny.
Yes.
Is it because it's like...
And generic inherently bad? Yes, I guess.
It is 100% of the time.
This man has really mastered Yap no Jutsu. Can we put him on 3 times speed? He's killing me.
We're close. What do you mean? We know what he means.
Star Wars? Like, what is this, huh? Speaking of Star Wars, A New Hope. Listen, man. This one has overly simple characters and dialogue. It might be charming to some, but to me, it actually gets boring.
But you just talked about film class that would show Star Wars.
He keeps saying charming, but I don't know. If you asked me to define it, I could not. I don't know what you think charming means.
Yap, no me.
I remember watching this movie and I was just waiting for it to end, and at some point Luke is going to destroy the Death Star and Ghost Obi-Wan shows up and is like, use the Force or some shit. I genuinely do not care. Episode 1 though, this is fucking broken. Not only is the character writing non-existent, the lines don't even make sense.
A communications disruption can mean only one thing: invasion.
Crazy, trash, Spirited Away, an anime that I liked. So how good is the writing? Alright, listen, it's super simplistic. There isn't really much to the characters past their base purpose. But still, this safe fast writing, you gotta do better, bro. There were times where I was supposed to cry, bruh. But by then, I thought it was a humble adventure. I'm left kind of feeling more interested in checking out other Ghibli works though. Daredevil. I still think this is one of the best superhero stories ever captured on camera. Season 3's ending is just iconic at this point.
What is any of this? What is the purpose of any of this? Why is he just naming things and going, this is bad for this reason? I don't care.
Minutes away, and he dropped an iconic.
Chris the Joke says,
away.
Hall of Fame X10, this video stinks.
Stories ever captured on camera. Season 3's ending is just iconic at this point. But the moment-to-moment writing, especially when compared to something like Breaking Bad, it's got weak points.
Breaking Bad is one of the greatest written stories of TV shows of all time, and this is not as good.
When compared to this thing, it's not as good. Why are you comparing it? You can compare anything, sure. But
hey, it's so crazy. He was like, you can't describe it with its merits and faults and explain why it's good. And the only way he can explain why it's not good is it's not as good as this best thing.
And not even explaining why it's not as good. Just that it's not as good.
Worse doesn't equal bad. Waiting on TTS, cool now.
But the moment-to-moment writing, especially when compared to something like Breaking Bad, it's got weak points. I think Foggy and Karen, for example, never go beyond their base purpose in the show. Their plot lines feel a little too obligate.
This is like the 5th time he said base purpose in this section.
Yep, he said it was Spirited Away.
The dialogue is not as strong as it could be. There's so many lines.
That sure isn't as strong as it could be.
Still fine. The Social Network.
People are like, we don't care about the syllables and all that shit. Yo, you need to, because that's the compound syllables, multi-syllable rhyming, and you need to be like rhyming the syllables, every syllable.
It's quality writing, but lines that are pretty over the top are too frequent, almost corny at times. But still, Blade Runner 2049,
we're done
good.
with that.
Requiem for a Dream. This was very creative with concepts and visuals. But, they're not fucking around. What's the best shit ever made? Well, as we know, naturalistic characterization is super impressive. A greatly executed
MF
purpose.
Curry says, Hall of Shame 10 times of garbage video.
This man is uber yapping.
100%.
Story is super impressive. But what happens when you take that and push the boundaries?
This is awful.
Immediately, this movie's dialogue is great, but you can tell something is off. Not worse, but off.
He didn't name what the movie was.
He will at the end. I don't know what it is.
Why would he not do it in the beginning?
Conversations are relatably jumbled with an underlying sense of selflessness. But as you look closer, there's subtle, abnormal...
Explain yourself, you baby!
The very nature of the conversation start to fixate more on lingering thoughts. Or maybe it's the fear that causes stalling. Something ominous. Maybe this...
This is an art student that went... This is an art film, so it is great.
Yep. I'm supposed to like this.
No outside. Chains representing a clock or a choice. But listen, you're not going to get it the first time. This is a movie where every little detail is intentional, on top of the already great character writing. It's a movie you could watch 100 times and get something new out of each time. And it's so rewarding to analyze because it is a powerful story. It feels personal, but in a phantasmagorical way. It's the type of story to hate.
What was the word he just said?
Phantasmagorical.
We're almost done.
Morality, but in an internal sense. The stylistic choices end up in your head long after you've seen it. It has both the dance sequence and the musical sequence, which are both perfect. When everything is deep enough to drown in, or should I say, freeze. This is writing.
What's good writing? This movie. That's a tweet, bruh. And we're out.
54-second wrap up. You're burning your time, sir.
No wrap up. Just show the movies. And
look, it's Red Dead. Remember that?
Yeah, these are the good ones. This is Birdman.
Look at that.
Birdman's good.
I'm showing things.
Breaking Bad. Yeah.
Yes, look at that.
This was a great scene. I hope you watched it. Couldn't tell you.
Me too, bro. Look at that. Look at that horrible looking thing.
Marriage Story. Yeah, I know this.
Adam Driver. Snow.
Yeah,
Snow and You. Oh man.
That last movie you talked about, I guess. Yeah, I guess.
Oh boy. I still think that why I don't like anime is worse.
Mm-hmm. So it can't go into GOAT or anything.
But not by much. Not by much.
I only have one GOAT, and this does not hit it, so it's just a Hall of Fame.
Anime one.
It's still just a Hall of Fame, unfortunately.
Not by much.
I don't go above Hall of Fame except for one.
Stuff like that bored me. And I'm just like, this movie is this, and it's just like, whatever. This is just draining more than anything.
Yeah, this was a terrible
a waste of time. I don't know what good writing is outside of themes and have a plot and anime bad.
All right. Yeah, we're
big cancer.
We're big out of here, I guess.
Hi, Zaldonix says, I'm out. This was hell and I'm glad I spent it with you.
It was so bad.
This is awful.
Awful. What the ban this creator forever? I don't think we need to go back.
I feel like that one robot from Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Why would anybody get that reference?
I want my hour back.
I feel like that dude from episode 55 of Sket Dance. People were like, okay, DA. It's like, who's watching Shark Boy and Lava Girl?
Yep. All right, we're out of here. I can start cooking or eating or something.
Crap.
But we're done here.
Unbelievable.
Cannot believe how bad this was.
Y'all think we got enough energy for T23?
Yeah, no.
Get that out of here.
Yeah. I tried to do T23 earlier, but this guy,
we needed to finish it. We are nothing if we are not completionists.
Hey, where's that Anime Wins video?
What Anime Wins video?
The Entertainment District.
We finished it.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did.
I tapped out like 5 minutes before.
Well, that was on you. That's nothing, I can't do nothing about that.
All right, so let's schedule it. Yeah,
put it on.
Let's put it on.
No,
let's put it on. Then
Don't call my bluff. What are you doing? What's wrong with you? Pieces. Yeah, I can do that. Like,
what? You
go with the bit.
No, bit's over, mother. You calling me out?
Yeah, that was terrible.
That video was 99.1% garbage.
I dox whoever voted for that video. Not coming for you, because that's crazy.
Yep. All right. Holy! I fell asleep and you guys just finished.
We let it play for a while. We were. I personally was just done.
He did the source. Oh, Auga. Oh, Auga.
What's the Auga?
In the Swordsman Village arc? Love Hashira.
Oh.
Biggity bouncing, bath housing.
That's fine.
Yeah.
We'll never know.
Y'all can keep saying T23.
It ain't happening.
It ain't happening.
Y'all got a full stream of them up. Go back and rewatch that.
Yeah, it's Hall of Fame for sure. Alright. Enjoy the rest of y'all Saturday. We are out of here. Don't recommend anything else, RSG, because he stinks.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna look at his channel.
Yeah.
That's just it's
soured you.
I just get, after a certain point, I just get tired of saying, what do you mean? Explain yourself.
Batman.
Baby. I just get sick of saying that. And it's just like, okay, whatever, man. This is writing, but it's not, but it is. Anime bad.
You got it.
MF Curry
you
says,
win.
It's Hall of Shame because he needs to be shamed to make this video.
For sure.
And this dude is gonna rank high when we re-rank.
For sure! What was our last ranking looking like? Let's look at that real quick, and then we could be out.
Oh boy, that drained me. I got art to make, and I just don't feel like it.
It really did. Like, if I didn't have, I got football, I got the New Japan / AEW pay-per-view mix.
I'm so glad I ain't gotta go pick up Chris. I'd have crashed and died.
Yeah, I at least have things. Oh yeah, the old music.
All I see is gray.
All right, so DSP was Anomaly. DSP, Nux, Go Anime, Ohara, Shonen Showdown, and Captain Canteen were Anomaly. Hall of Fame.
Shonen Showdown. Was it just because there were so many people and it's not really?
Yeah, I think so. Triggered was the worst of all time. Clyde was number 2. Mark would go down.
Clyde would go down. He wouldn't. The Hall of Fame would obviously, because at the end we just went 3 for the Hall of Fame, and then the numbers go up as it goes down. If there are 6 in the Hall of Fame, he would still be in there.
Yes, that's fair.
Otherwise, he would go down.
We've done a lot more creators. Probably 7 we could put in the Hall of Fame.
I need to listen back to this. Dritz.
The worst. Because you made the executive decision to put Mark in there.
And
you
that's what bumped him down. Okay, that makes sense.
Anime wins. Yeah, that's fair. Top 5, he would not be top 5 anymore, I don't think.
Anime wins. Yeah,
he is what he is. Oceanus, I don't think he'd be top 7.
Yeah, he wouldn't be.
Octopus Man, yep. Kaze, I would put Kaze up at this point.
Yeah, Kaze, he goes up. I look at his channel every now, like, come back, dude. We need you.
Cosmo, he stinks, but I feel like he could go down a little, actually.
I feel like that is a good spot.
Gigak, I would throw up. Couch Coco, man. Briggy could honestly go down.
A Mundane Matthew, that's a good one.
Yeah, Lion King dude. Synthetic Man's gotta go up. He's gotta go up.
Yeah, that's going up.
I don't know who that one is. Svit, yep.
Matthew that's a good spot.
Oh, this was the Danganronpa person. Or no, this one was.
I think that is Matthew.
Okay. Yep.
High Top probably go up.
So good. Face Man,
Rockhead Suit Guy, or whatever that we get. Stonehead Rock, whatever.
Stonehead Rock Man. No, we didn't, Corey.
That's probably good.
Mask Man,
MRAM, good. Brown Table, good.
Hiding in Public, Film Speak. Yep.
Geekta probably goes up.
That's fair. Let's take a look.
Batman? What does it mean?
It might be the what does it mean guy, and if so, he's got to go up.
That's iconic for the lore.
Broken Ronin, yeah, he's for sure got to go up. We only did 1 on him, and it wasn't even Hunter x Hunter. Otherwise, he would go up probably. Fictionate, that sounds familiar, but I don't know what we did. 4-star Bento, of course, nothing. Did we scroll down so I could see the other ones? Yep. Rhyme Style, okay. NAQ, okay. NAQ,
she can go down.
Yeah, she could probably go down. Bonsai Pop, I can't remember if they should go down or not. Brandon Reviews, that sounds familiar. Age Brandon Reviews.
Oh, Rash Plays, he would be up there.
Yeah. We've done so much more for Rash Plays too. That's the worst part. You be doing, yeah. And I'm like, ow! I have a perfect example. It's like, ow! You're my hero.
Okay, that's his entire argument.
Dang, I had it all written down.
Nux Taku, where is Nux?
Nux was an anomaly.
Weird.
Yeah.
I need to hear the arguments for this.
Yeah. Bugwee, this is you. This is all you. Mike Q, be okay.
She should be lower. She was funny.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, these people were nuts. Okay. For the most part, this is not bad. But yeah, this would get heavy shuffling, y'all. Heavy shuffling.
Be a longer list, too.
Yeah. Oh, we're probably going to have to add like 15, 20 creators.
Sim time. Shut up. I said what I said.
All right. Yep. Now we get out of here. Next week, are we doing a regular revisit or should we do this creator thing?
I don't know. My brain's not working right now.
We'll discuss what we want to do. Well, maybe I even throw up a poll, see what they want from us.
We gave them a month of what they want.
That is very fair. That is very fair. Where would the what if YouTubers go?
It would have to be
T23.
It would have to be a separate tier.
T23 is an anomaly.
It would have to be above Hall of Fame and below Anomaly.
No,
that's where he goes.
Yeah, no, I would just put him in Anomaly. Last of Us, we can say
Last of Us goes in Anomaly Plus.
I wouldn't even do that. He sucks.
Yeah, exactly. The other people, Nux doesn't suck like nobody sucks like Last of Us 21 sucks. There are people that sucks like Nux Taku, but nobody is like Last of Us 21. No one.
So, who was the dude that started it all?
Salad
would just be a regular person on here.
He's probably just going not good.
Yeah.
Can we check in on what our boy is?
Yeah, we can check a little Salad saying.
We haven't looked into our boy in a second.
There's been no need.
True that.
Yeah, like he's just not as good anymore.
Go to his channel. Cause he had the werewolf thing.
That was good. That was very good. Yeah, like this is mundane at this point.
Power scaling all of my DBZ what ifs.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another, I guess, scaling video. I don't really know how to do the intro here. As you guys know, the last time I did this video, it was kind of just unscripted and off the cuff. So making a video like this, I know it might be weird to hear me. So
go back
to
his channel.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, let's check that out. See if we get anything there.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to a brand new scenario. I've sort of included this topic in other what ifs, but never made it Goku would have to lower his power to that. Or maybe it's even closer and Piccolo's nearing that 2 million range. We don't know for sure. Either way, the point is Goku's power is going to be added to Piccolo's power, then multiplied. That's how the fusion works. Because according to Gogeta in the Broly movie, their powers are added together, then multiplied. What that exact multiplier is, we don't know for sure. We don't know.
Set a number for your story!
It's significant enough where a base fusion can surpass its two fusees in their highest forms. And it is definitely a much higher multiplier than regular Super Saiyan. The reason I'm mentioning all of that is because we're trying to be more grounded here. I'm not going to give my own random multiplier out, but at the same time, we don't really have anything besides rough estimates. But I think it's safe to say that this fusion would be able to beat Frieza. Because even in the worst case, if the two of them are at a power level of 1 million, that means their added strength is 2 million. Then Super Saiyan would be 50 times on top of that, but fusion is stronger than Super Saiyan by a significant amount. Frieza's full power is 120 million, so this fusion would require a 60 times multiplier to match him. And that's assuming the lower end where they're only at a power level of 1 million each. I guess 1,000,001 because Piccolo is over 1 million, and that would be the bare minimum.
This is why he's done so.
Let's see if we get if we should see the fusion here.
This is information.
We don't see the fusion? Oh, there he is.
Anyways, that's a long-winded way of saying Frieza is screwed here. The fight begins, and right off the bat, it's pretty clear that Piccolo has the advantage. He's completely outspeeding
Piccolo.
There's the actual fusion.
Question what's going on. Kinkai says Goku and Piccolo did it. They pulled off the fusion dance. There's a brilliant flash of light, and standing there is a new warrior. It's a strange hybrid between Saiyan and Namekian. Everyone stands there in awe. Krillin and Gohan are wondering what just happened.
This is horrible. This is awful. Yeah,
he is the catalyst. The 62K?
Leo Luster says, ironically, him trying to follow the original story is making the story worse.
He's just the catalyst by which we found the actual GOAT.
Yes. It sucks for him that... No, he's doing quite well for himself, so it doesn't suck for him, but it sucks for him in terms of content for our channel.
But he was just a catalyst to get to the new, better stuff. He is Alexander Graham Bell's telephone. It's like, yeah, he was the first and he's there, but
I'm not giving up my Samsung. Yeah, it's over. His audio is too clean, and no up and down in his voice. There's no voice acting. He's speaking too quickly. Like what's
just some
0.75 sound like?
He's just some dude.
Happen, and Frieza's just really confused right now. Did they merge? The fusion's happy. Looks like those two pulled it off. But now he needs a name. So I used the name Gokalo before in another what if, and that was for a Potara fusion version of these two. So for this fusion, we'll call it Pikoku. Straightforward enough. The Metamorph fusion of Piccolo and Goku. Thankfully,
He's just a little too fast. Like there's, he's too good.
Yeah.
All right, now we're actually out of here.
So now we are double, triple, quadruple out of here.
Yep. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Bye.
Stop coming to these.
Stop coming to these. Stop coming to viewer request month. Stop voting. Stop nominating. Stop.
So y'all gonna be mad at the switch up next year.